Hello, and welcome to Baelnorn and Friends, October edition. I wish we could say that we're doing something spooky, but we're not. Although it is my favorite time of year. I do have my favorite pumpkin beer, though, made by Elysium. It's called Night Owl. You see it as a picture of an owl. Um, we got Ormus over there. I thought you froze for a second, but you didn't.
I was just getting the chat set up on my phone. Sorry.
That's all right. We got Ormus down below. I mean Udom down below, Ormus to my side. My bad. We were going to have Talius, but he is unable to make it today, last minute, and that's okay. It's not that big of a deal. We'll miss him. And yeah. Well, I'll miss him a little bit. So what do you guys got drinking tonight, if anything?
Right now I'm rocking a margarita, and then got some cider for when that's done.
Ooh, Excelsior.
Yeah.
I only have one beer. It's a tall boy, Coors Banquet. And then I'll have to mix up something later with, I don't know, some sort of rum mix. I don't know.
Well, then we'll rum it up. That's cool. Thank you, Grumpiest Gus, for 26 months of subscribing. I appreciate you.
Jesus.
They were one of, if not the first subscriber I had, so they're a loyal watcher and subscriber.
Also one of my favorite people.
Yeah, it's pretty great. Known him a little while.
I've got the candy corn.
Ooh, candy corn.
It is holidays.
Damn.
Gotta celebrate.
I can't have candy like I used to. Candy was okay. It wasn't my favorite, but it also wasn't disgusting, so I would eat it.
I was never a fan of candy corn, but I'm sure there was an age where I didn't care.
Oh, I'm sure. There are much worse candies out there. I just gotta say that. Much worse.
Licorice.
Yeah, what are those?
Like black licorice.
Oh yeah.
Ugh.
Like what's that? The Good and Plenties or something like that, where it's like the weird, like
I do
black licorice flavored.
not like them at all.
Yeah, it's like the devil's Mike and Ike's is what it is. Like,
Yeah. Damn.
there was an alcohol that a buddy of ours used to always try to get us to drink, and it tasted just like that, except if you mixed Good and Plenty's with rubbing alcohol is what it tasted like.
That sounds atrocious.
Dude, so bad.
Thank you, Hydra, for the heart. Unless that was Ormus.
That was me. That's definitely mine. Yeah, that was.
Well, then no, thank you.
No, thank you. No, thank you. That was to respond to Gus. Yeah.
So this is an Amtgard chat show, so we're going to talk a little bit about Amtgard, not just candy and beer. Just going to tell people that right now. I didn't get to go to Amtgard today because I was helping a friend out, taking him to work. But what did you guys do today at Amtgard? I assume you both went. It sounded like you did.
Yes, sir. Went to IO today, Inland Ocean, for those who aren't in the know.
That's Redmond, Washington?
Yeah, Redmond, Washington. Come check us out. But it was a lot of fun. They started out really small, and then like it must have been like 1 o'clock. A bunch of people showed up. We had about 20, I think, at the park today.
That's pretty good.
Yeah, it was a lot of fun. A couple battle games, a little bit of sparring and ditching. Yeah.
I think Unum froze.
Unum froze. It's his turn.
It's his turn. Yep. Apparently so. Well, I guess it's going to be hard to ask him what he did today at Amtgard. He'll be back though.
Am I back?
I can hear you, but you're frozen.
Yeah.
So. Okay.
As long as we can hear you, that's fine.
I could see y'all's everything glitching, and I was like, I'll just wait. Yeah, I went to IO as well. Um, did Archer. Been doing a lot of arching since NLCC. I
Hmm.
finally got a kit, arrows made, and everything. So I've been having a lot of fun with that side of the game. I'm surprised it took me this long to get into it, but I it, it's it's hella fun. Like I can see why people go full bore into it. So
I've been talking about getting into archery for 20 years.
It's so much fun, man. I've been doing it as well with my back being hurt. Is kind of all I can do for any like extended period of time. Uh, man, there were points on the field. I think we had like four archers out there, or three. Three. It might have been three today, but IO has probably 6 or 7 people who do archery at any given time. It's kind of cool.
Yeah, that is.
Hmm. Unum's packing so many arrows though. It's awesome. He has like what was it, 31
yeah,
arrows? Yeah, just
Damn,
just
son.
out there letting them fly, man. It was awesome.
Count Mezek, we are nerds, but so are you. You love us all. I know it. No, so I did go to Amtgard last week though. We're trying out new parks in for our holding, which was Silver Moon in the Salem area. Because well, we want to try a better park than what we've been using because it's been outside of Salem. Oh, it's a child. Hello.
Leon, they say hi, but it's definitely time for bed, okay? Good night.
So we're trying a new park outside of Kaiser, and it's all right. But I think the bathrooms close during the winter, and they took away the porta
Ooh.
potty. So I don't know if we're going to be using that park. It's not my ultimately. It's not my decision, and I'm not in charge of the park. I just go where we go now. I say my piece, but uh, but I
No
only
bathroom sucks though.
yeah, like I can't go have a bathroom. I need a bathroom like a couple times a day because of my diabetes. I have to go to the
Mhm.
bathroom a lot, so at least I can use a bush, I guess. But it's, I don't like doing that at a public park. That's not right.
No, that's how you end up on a list you don't want to be on. Like
Exactly.
that's
So I need a bathroom. We're going back to our normal park for the end of the month, though. So I don't know what the whole plan is. But I got
nice.
recordings. Got some ditching. Didn't do much
Mm.
myself. I was having a piss poor day. I only was at the park for like 2 hours. Then I went home and took a 4 hour nap. I don't know if you
Oh
can call
wow.
that a nap, but
That's
more
just a
like
short sleep, yeah.
a short sleep. So I wasn't feeling it last week, which is kind of sad. Because I had some good days this week, but they just weren't at Amtgard. So,
Yeah.
so you guys had your first KLE of the winter rain recently?
Yeah,
How'd that go?
last weekend. Yeah. Yeah, the weapon master. Normally the weapon master happens like sort of halfway through each rain, but Gwyn, who's the current queen, she wanted to run it while we still had good weather and it wasn't cold and stuff, so it's kind of nice. Uh it was weird having it in the first month of the rain, but it was cool not having to be like any spectators just sitting there in the cold, you know.
Yeah, I bet.
So that was nice.
PDX
Uh
Barbecue, thank you for the follow. Sorry to interrupt you, War Miss, but I gotta
no, that's
shout that
okay.
out. Um,
Trying to figure out why my thing's not working.
oh no, that was an alert. It wasn't in chat,
Oh.
so you would have seen that. So yeah,
Hmm. Oh, it is working. Okay.
it probably is working. Yeah.
Yeah. My favorite part of the weapon master though was Miller took first. Uh, and it's been a while since he's come out on top of a tournament, so it was nice seeing him back in it and getting back to his winning. So
Ah, that's really nice. Yeah. Did you get to go to it, Ormus? I mean, Unum. Oh my goodness. Or were you out of town?
yeah, um, yeah, yeah. I had fun. I made it into the great weapon bracket, which is pretty cool. I haven't made it into a bracket. I think I've only done that like once, so that was nice. I won 2 fights, but ultimately I died to DeVry's stab. So
Mm.
unfortunate, but I had
As one
fun.
does.
I don't.
There's definitely no shame in that. I would put DeVry in a great weapon bracket up against most people,
Yeah,
honestly.
Yeah, I'd say so. It's primary weapon, really, isn't it?
Hmm.
yeah,
And he's a warlord, isn't he?
yeah.
Yep. Yes, he
Yeah.
is.
So yeah, he's all right, I
He
guess.
does okay. Yeah, he does okay. um,
Have we been on since the camp out? Your
no,
coronation? I don't think so.
No,
no.
Well, so we got camp out news to talk about.
Oh
How'd that
yeah.
go? I wasn't able to make it because there was a Cretius's and Minerva's wedding, so I went to that instead of
Mm,
the camp out. Otherwise, it would have been fun because Kismet got knighted there. Um,
she did.
um, I don't remember did anyone else get knighted?
no.
Oh, okay.
Oh, yeah. I was gonna say yes, but then like I don't. I definitely. Yeah, apparently
And
not.
and you were there.
I was there the whole damn time. uh, it was fun though. There was a lot of fun stuff to happen. A lot of big awards went out. Um, it was my first in-person night circle meeting for my own kingdom. All the rest I've been to were all online, so that was nice.
Cool. What'd you guys talk about?
Dude, we had a candidate list that was a mile long. Holy shit. It was so bad. It was great that all these people were coming up for their votes. But when we looked at the roster, like, oh, we have to vote on these. I was like, dude, this is gonna take forever. It could have been worse. It wasn't too bad, honestly, but it was good though. It was some really cool people are gonna be getting knighted eventually, and it's uh some people who didn't pass their votes hopefully got actionable things to work on and stuff like that. So
Well, that's
we'll
good.
see. Yeah.
Yeah, we had a big list. It wasn't the last one. You were at the last one, but
Yeah.
the one before that and the one before that one, we had two pretty big long lists. There's a whole backlog from awards going out over COVID and stuff like that.
Mm.
And I think the longest Circle COK meeting we had was about 2.5 hours.
Wow.
Um, I don't remember if it was the last one or the one before that or the one 3 times ago, but it was pretty long. Not the longest I've ever been to, but
I think ours was 2.5 hours.
Yeah. It
oh
was
shit.
definitely long.
Count Mezek, thank you for the subscribe. Throwing out that Prime. Primes are free with your Amazon membership or whatever they call it. And so if you want to throw those around, you can do that. Just remind people. Don't have to give to me, but you can give to anyone. But it comes with your like payment thing. So, well, I talk good.
Wait, so if you subscribe, you can subscribe to Twitch streams with your Amazon Prime?
Yeah, you get one free per
Hmm.
month.
Nice.
Yeah,
That's
so
cool.
it's basically free money that's being thrown out. I mean, you're paying for it, but probably not
Sure.
realizing that you have it because you mostly got it for streaming and shipping, probably. So,
Yeah, that's fair. Yeah, that's rad.
yep, I make sure to give mine away random people every month. But
That's cool.
yep, just want to remind people about that because Camp Mezek threw that out, and that's cool.
Count Medzek, soon to be eventually Sir Count Sir Medzek. It's gonna be
Yeah.
awesome. Uh, I decided. So I went through this weird. So the Circle of Knights meeting. When I left, there was part of me that was like, maybe I'll just not go to Night Circle meetings anymore. Like it was like I feel like I can continue to do well for the kingdom without I can like send in proxy votes if I really need to vote, but I don't know. It's just the whole like system's kind of taxing, I guess. But then I
I
went from
understand.
that to deciding to run for Speaker of Knights. So that's out the window. It's dumb.
You can do that through proxy, I'm sure. Just yeah.
Yeah. Schedule the meetings, just not be there. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I'm appointing a scribe. Have fun.
I mean, you could just have Gwen hold up a phone or something while you get to the house or something. Just stream it.
Yeah.
Then
Yeah.
you can
We
have
got some
a
stuff to.
disconnection.
Yeah. Yeah. Just stop moving and pretend like I froze. Yeah. But we have a lot of stuff going on. Like there's like people trying to rewrite the Knights charter, but it's like just kind of stalled. And I'm like, let's just fucking do it. Let's like schedule. I want to schedule meetings, just sit down and talk about the charter and get that hammered out instead of like kind of just taking 2 years to rewrite it.
Yeah. Problem that
And
I
I want to.
hmm?
Oh, no, go for it. Go for it.
Problem I see a lot, especially in the Night Circle, is that we get a bunch of people that have been playing for years and years and years, going hard, and then they kind of like putter out a little bit. They just lose steam, but they're
Yeah.
still supposed to do their thing. But it's just a lot of extra work on top of the stuff that they're already doing in the game. So you get a lot
Hmm.
of apathy sometimes, and it comes in cycles. So
Yeah.
our circle has experienced that. So,
Yeah.
but it's good that you want to spearhead something and get stuff done because someone has to.
Yeah. With Gwyn being on the circle, I thought I'd never have to do anything, but shit.
Yeah,
I
she's doing her own thing. She's like all monarch now and stuff, and that's a whole
know. Yeah.
whole responsibility on top of itself. On yeah, so
Yeah.
doing night stuff on top of that is hard.
Doing Crown
I
Knight stuff.
doing that Crown Knight shit. Yeah. Yeah. Uh, there was a there was a weird moment at LCC, and it's like my favorite moment to look at, and like I wish I could look at it like out of context, but there was a point where Gwyn appointed her royal guards, right? And I was one of them, and then somebody sent someone came up and tried to assassinate her during court, but they also brought like their daughter who was like on crutches, like with a sword, like which led to me having to like hold a sword like I was gonna hit this crippled child. And I was like, this is a really weird moment for me. Like I don't know if I could swing this sword at this little kid.
I just kind of step back and say, "I'm sorry, Gwen, you're dead now."
Yeah. Well,
Just let them swing in.
they had already pulled the same thing on Murphy, and Murphy had gotten killed by the crippled child. So when I grabbed the sword, I just looked at the kid and I was like, "Not twice, kid." And the kid like put down the sword. I was like, that's better, but better."
I must have missed that
Oof.
whole part.
Yeah, it was during court. Yeah, it turned into a bit of a scramble, like because Gordon tried to like rush the stage, and I'm pretty sure got bodied by Show
Oh, jeez.
or someone. Like all I know is they ended up falling down.
What? What?
Did you not see that? I mean, I had a front row seat because I was there watching it happen, but like because they were giving me a hard time because I was supposed to be guarding, and I was like, "Who's this diving on the stage? That's weird," and just kind of let that one happen.
I saw Murphy get killed, and they ran
Oh
away
yeah,
or what? And then Show killed someone or whatever. And it's
yeah.
like I don't understand. Like I don't remember anything after that.
It
That's
was way
crazy.
at the end of court. People might have started filtering out already. 'Cause it was like when court was over.
Oh, okay.
Well, then
I
doesn't
was
count.
still in the chair, in the recliner, taking it easy.
Yeah, just kicking back.
As one
Hmm.
does.
Yeah, but she decided to make all the warlords in the kingdom her royal guard.
Smart.
So yeah, seems like a solid plan. Yeah.
It's a power move
Except
right
when
there.
the some assassins fight with magic, though. So
Yeah, dude, it's
they're not
literally
gonna win.
it's a lot of stick and not a lot of rules knowledge. Honestly,
Yes, call lightning at her. I think she's screwed.
yeah, fucked. Just straight. Oh, sorry. What I was, yeah, but just
You
straight
can say
screwed.
that.
Yeah,
It's fine.
that's right. I always forget like whether we're supposed to just be dropping f bombs on your stream or not.
The occasional F bomb's fine. It's not going to get anyone in trouble. It's just flavor to the mix.
Flavor, nice.
Yeah.
I did not mix my margarita. It's becoming more and more apparent as I get to the bottom. The taste has drastically changed.
More alcohol or more mixer?
Oh, more alcohol for sure. It's a lot more bite at the bottom, you know?
It's not all bad. Although you probably should mix it better next time.
Yeah, yeah. It's like it's like a Cadbury egg. It's like sweet on top and then like the filling on the inside. A terrible, terrible analogy.
That was great. I don't know what you're talking about. It's wonderful. It's made me smile. So Dakaron says Gwen needs a healer in the guard. Cough cough. I'm not sure who that is in Amtgard names, so I'm assuming they're talking about themselves.
That's yeah, that's to Karen. He's
Oh, okay.
that's one of my squires.
Ah,
Yeah,
okay.
he's from Shouting Mist. Yeah, he's a paragon healer. Yeah,
Yeah, you should be on the circle, and like when she dies, you can resurrect her, and no harm, no foul,
yeah, really good fighter too. So it works out best of both worlds.
for sure.
Did you see the question from PDX Barbecue?
No, I missed that. I'm a recent transplant to Salem, and I've always been interested in joining the LARPing community. What advice would you give a newbie? Really, that's actually my home area. Really, just show up. We'll help you with loading you some equipment for the first little while to get you acclimated. We'll show you the rules and pretty inviting group. And then just see if it's for you. Yeah. There's also if you're talking about Amtgard, there is you can find the rulebook at amtgard.com if you want to read up on the magic rules and fighting rules, because there's battle games where there's like magic and stuff and abilities, and then we also do ditching and sparring where it's just melee combat and there's no spells or anything like that. So it's a mixture of uh, gameplays that you can do and have fun.
Yep.
And arts and sciences as well.
Oh yeah, there's a whole community of crafters. You don't have to just play the game. There's also people like Unum down there. He's a master leather worker in our game. He does some pretty cool work. And yeah, there's a lot of people doing hobbyist creations and stuff like that. Oh, Count Mezek also says research what type of LARP you want to play. Amtgard is just one style of game. That's very true. Depending on what you want, Amtgard is more action orientated. It's more like League of Legends compared to Skyrim. Is because like in the games that we play, it's usually player versus player, fast paced kind of gameplay, and there's quite a bit less role play, like active role play. It's just you're role playing a character, obviously, but there's less talking and problem solving. We still have quest games where there's role play, there's NPCs, and there's ways to overcome stuff other than combat, but that's less common. So
Yeah,
yeah,
the lack of funny voices is a damn shame, honestly.
mm-hmm, that's true. So yeah, I'm not sure about other LARPs in our area. I know there's Dystopia Rising, which is a post-apocalyptic type of game. There's Alliance, but I think that's more up in Washington area, so that's a bit of a drive, probably a couple hours.
Is that still around?
I think so. I mean, post-pandemic, I'm not sure.
Yeah.
What is around? There's Shadow Accord in Washington. I know it's not in Oregon. Other than that, I'm not sure what. There's Belagarth, but it's kind of like Amtgard, except you don't get class abilities. It is more just fighting. It is just fighting,
Yeah.
effectively.
World of Oz is also in Washington.
Okay.
Short answer is to come to Washington, buddy.
Yeah.
Salem's not too far away.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So hopefully I've helped direct you. And if you have any other questions, that are more specific, I'd love to help answer them. My panelists can help as well. And there's people in the
Yeah.
chat like Count Mezzik that is pretty knowledgeable as well. Oh, and a little self promotion here. You check out my webpage there. I have a blog, and I mostly talk about Amtgard stuff. I have an article that explains what is Amtgard a little bit more thoroughly than how we're explaining it on chat. It's probably like a 10-minute read, and it kind of goes and breaks down the classes and all the different elements in the community and stuff like that. It's under the articles tab. Yeah, if you want, you can check that out.
And if you're curious what the combat looks like, Baelnorn has a YouTube channel with all sorts of combat videos, so you could check out, see what it looks like.
Oh, yeah, that's true. Thank you.
I got you, buddy.
Yeah. Yeah, so I upload LARP videos there and LARP content. So yeah, you
I
can
have
see what
nothing to
our.
promote. I'm here for you.
That's true. Thank you. I appreciate you.
Yeah.
Just open another beer. Love this beer.
Cheers.
I only get 5 of my 6 though, because my brother wants one of them.
Ah, greedy.
I know. I know. Oh, you forgot to talk about the best part of the campout you went to. You wore the house gravy tabard.
Yes, yeah. So I wore the house gravy tabard because I want to represent when I'm doing service type stuff. So I'm working gate, which for those who don't know, it's sitting at the check-in station for the camp out. So like everyone who shows up to the camp out checks in at gate, pays their fees, gets their wristbands, all that good stuff. Uh, so it's a 2-hour long shift. Me and my wife Gwen, were sitting the shift together. I sat there for about half an hour. Realized that I was still sick. It was an early morning shift. It was like 8 o'clock, and realized that I had done too much drinking the night before. Found an empty field that was not within sight of gate. Got sick and then passed out for an hour, just in the grass there. Yeah, and came back for the last what's that, like half hour of my gate shift to continue repping the house gravy tavern.
Yeah, 50-50, not bad.
Nailed
Maybe
it.
next time you can go through a whole shift. It'll be
Yeah.
amazing.
Oh man,
I'm
I
just
felt
glad
much
that.
better after the nap though.
Oh, that's great. I'm just glad the tabard got used, even if it was only for an hour.
Yeah, I even
Like,
when I went to go be sick, I took it off. If that makes you feel better, I took it off and put it down so it wouldn't get dirty.
yeah, that's respect. Respect to the
Respect.
tabard. So
It was
before.
Oh, go ahead. Sorry.
I was just going to go into a ramble about House Gravy.
Let's do it.
So before the pandemic, House Gravy was a service household that it's kind of up and coming. We have like 17 members or something like that, and over half of them were active now or at the time. But now that it's post pandemic, I'm trying to get people to do stuff again and try to gently prod them. It's like hard to get anyone to do anything. There's you, Gwen, and Talius that are active right now in House Gravy, and then me.
Oh wait, no, I'm not.
No, I don't think you are. You can be if you want to.
I'm in your noble household.
You're in my noble household. That is correct. That's a roleplay thing. So I kind of want to get House Gravy back doing stuff, but it's been really hard, and I just haven't been too pressuring people too much because I don't know it's a lot after the last couple of years, so I don't blame people from not coming back out right now. And but it's discouraging sometimes when you want to do something, you just don't have the people to do it. Now, so I'm
Yeah.
glad you guys are doing that.
What kind of stuff would you ideally want to be doing right now?
I don't even know. I just want people out there being visible and doing planned events. I don't even care what events, just what people want in the kingdom. Like Gwen is queen right now, so we could do something
Mhm.
that to help her out and whatever goals that she wants to do and support her in that. It's a little hard since most of us are down in Blackspire, although the active ones are up in Northern Lights, up in Washington.
Ah.
So it might be a little
Yeah.
easier. And then I can make the trip every once in a while.
Mhm.
So I don't really know what I want to do. I just want to do something, if that makes
Yeah.
sense.
No, for sure.
Um, so I just want to at least start having meetings again and get people talking on the Facebook, but that hasn't worked out very well either. I
Yeah.
haven't been pushing it very hard though.
We're
So
just we're the arrows. You're the archer. You just gotta let us know where you want to go and just pull that string back.
start recruiting.
All right. Yeah. Cool.
The problem is you and Gwen are like lowest on the totem pole because you joined right before the pandemic, and so we didn't get to do too much stuff. So you guys didn't get promoted to like members yet. You're still like
No. Yeah.
initiates.
Yeah. Literally. Yeah. We're at the lowest point, but yeah, that's all right. I think Talius is too, still, isn't he?
Yeah, he joined a long time ago, but then he was kind of it was hard because he was the only one in Northern Lights at the time, Washington. So it was hard for him to get to the server stuff that we were doing to get promoted to full member. He
Hmm.
also kind of stepped back and didn't help out very much. He could have helped out more. Um,
Yeah.
he could have been more active in the group because we
Hmm.
chat online and talk about plan stuff. He could have jumped in on Facebook and helped out a little bit, but when people have times, it's just it's all volunteer. It's like not a job or
Yeah.
anything. So I don't
Right.
I don't mean to call anyone out specifically, although he didn't show up today. So
Fucking Talius, bro. So unreliable.
I know. I don't know, but he seems to be hyped for House Gravy when we were up there when I visited and you're talking about it. So
He's gotten he's hit this point where he's like excited about everything right now in Amtgard. Like he's been doing tons of crafting. He's been really he ran for champion, so he's champion of IO right now. So he's holding office again. I wouldn't be surprised if he's excited. Oh, he's gonna. I'm looking at putting in a bid for NLCC Fall, and he was on the list of people who might be like running battle games and stuff like that. So he's been really just all in for months now. Yeah.
there we go. We could do something. We could have House Gravy run a segment of the NLCC fall. Like we could run Gate or I don't know whatever you want to have us run. I mean,
Yeah.
we don't have enough active members to say, "Hey, I'm going to take this from you, Ormus. Let's just do Northern House Gravy Northern Lights fall camp out." No, I'm not going to do that. But um, yeah, you can find a place for House Gravy. I can help organize that subsect of work.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. We could always use more volunteers for sure. I'm having trouble. So I had this brilliant idea of what if Inland Ocean does NLCC Fall. So I tapped all the best like up and coming talent for Inland Ocean. Like I've got Medzek and Unum for like asking if they want to do like ANS type stuff. Uh, Imogen and one of our players named Cole are both really good with the numbers and the money and stuff like that. And that's not my wheelhouse necessarily. So I need really good people for that. And Talius and the whole goal was someone reached out to me was like, hey, NLCC could be a good opportunity for people who don't necessarily have the higher orders of Smiths and Roses and stuff like that to be able to start earning those, like to kind of prop up other players to get those. And I'm really excited. I feel like if I was the one as just like the leader, I wouldn't be cut out for it. So I just want to be like the organizer. You know what I mean? So I'm hoping we can have a meeting, like I can facilitate it all, and then kind of bring a team together to run it.
That's exactly what an autocrat does. That is
Yeah,
the leader. So
yeah.
I don't know what the difference is in your mind.
I don't know, just like some of the details, like with they've like done all the like I've looked at previous like bids and stuff, and they've got like this is where our break even is based on event costs, and like this is our plan for like exactly how many people we need and all that stuff. And some of those details, it's like I said, it's not I'm not like dumb, I'm not terrible at math, but it's just not my wheelhouse to do stuff like that, to come up with like a document or a spreadsheet showing like all this like data. So I want to find people who can do that.
Okay. Well, I know it
Yeah.
sounds like you're doing a IO centric bid, but you're in this
Mhm.
household that is
Yeah.
built to be a school where there's learning and people to help you out. You can take
Yes.
advantage of that. Just
100%.
saying.
And see, we'll take volunteers from everywhere. Like just it's the autocrats just are going to be from inland ocean.
Yeah.
But
But
yeah,
like
we're not.
I
I'm not gonna turn away help. That's for sure.
I'm just saying that there's people you can turn to for advice. We don't
Mhm.
like in House Gravy. Like I've ran several events, and Gustav, while not very active, would probably talk through you with some stuff over online stuff. He's pretty
Yeah.
he's got a good head on his shoulder. So there's people in the group that can help you with the stuff where you don't necessarily want to do, but you might have to do. You could probably get some
Yeah.
help in the house because that's the kind of stuff that we would like to. It's one of the mission statements, part of the mission statement of
Nice.
the house. Which
Yeah, I'm all
there we
about it.
go.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sounds like so Killian is one of the ones that I asked if he wanted to help with running games. Killian's not as much not insanely deeply involved in like the class game, like the minutia of class game and stuff like that, but he is involved in running like the more immersive LARPs and stuff like that in the area. And I guess he's got an idea for an ongoing story through the whole camp out where it's like one portion of the day is like a quest. And it's like a running quest that builds up to the last day. So it's like not the whole day, it's just like, a block, but I think
Yeah.
that could be cool.
It can be. I've seen a couple events like Winter Bash a couple times before the pandemic was RP themed. We would throughout
Hmm.
the day there'd be battle games, but there'd be like miniature like quest segments in between the battle games. And
Hmm.
so and you could feed into the battle game itself. So the battle game was themed around the role play.
Yeah.
So that might be a way to go. So you can kind of integrate the role play elements and just so people that don't want to do that and just battle game, they'll still have some role play flair without having to be you know role playing.
Yeah, for sure.
So it sounds like he's going to do something like that. So that's good.
Yeah.
People
Yeah.
seem to like that.
Hmm.
And then we have Unum down there, and he's thinking about doing some A&S for it.
Man, yeah. I haven't thought about anything yet.
Okay, then I won't put you on the spot.
No, but I'm sure we'll. I will. I'll get with Medzik and you know go over kind of our ideas maybe of what to do. Obviously, we'll need to have some sort of tournament competition of some sort, a main keystone event. But different classes. I'd like to have a few classes, a few maybe. I'd like to have some like showcases, like not necessarily a class, but maybe I don't know, like a bard. Like bardic is always something that people try to do. I'd like to maybe have an actual one that happens. Um,
Yeah.
they tend to, I tend to never see them, like, but maybe I'm just in the wrong spot at the time. But
I feel like
um,
whenever they do have one, it's always tucked back in the corner somewhere.
Yeah.
yeah. Now, to be fair, like the what was that? At Pack War, the kilted dwarf. That pretty
Mm.
much turned into a bardic. So
Yeah.
times there. So
Yeah, you could
um,
talk to Cormac about some ideas
yeah,
because he seems to be pretty good at facilitating shenanigans. And
yeah,
well, he himself is a robust like singer of sea shanties, so
yeah,
that
yeah.
helps.
I don't know any shanties, but like I have high respect for people who can just memorize all of that and just start going. And
Yeah.
so it's fun stuff.
Count Mezdek said Bardic in the court hall might be nice. I think that's if you use Panhandle, it has a stage.
Mhm.
Hmm.
You could like incorporate like Pack War or the last couple campouts in Blackspire. They've been doing entertainment with court to mix reviews. I don't know. People seem to enjoy it, but you could have like a bardic like before court, so it leads
Mm.
into court, so more people
Nice.
would be likely to participate or be there, because it's half forced. But
Mm.
Yeah.
but you have it before court, so people don't feel like they have to sit there because of court.
Yeah.
That's my only
That's a
complaint
good
about
idea.
the other about entertainment before court is if you're just not into it, but you had to sit there because of court, it feels forced, and that's never fun. But
Yeah.
yeah, you have a stage, use it.
Yeah.
So I have to start thinking about Shattered Kingdoms.
Yeah.
Oh, well, let's go back to Bardic really quick. Sirius Yell. Sorry if I mispronounced that name. Bardic works
It's
best when you have.
it's Cyric.
Oh, okay, it's Cyric. Bardics work well best when you have three-ish people who can fill the gaps between people volunteering and focusing around stories or songs that can get the entire group involved. That is some grade A advice.
Yeah, it makes sense.
Yeah. You need some ringers.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I've never actually ran a Bardic, but at Shattered Kingdoms, I wanted to make sure there was a Bardic, so I always made sure that there was a Bardic, usually on Friday night or something like that, at the main fireplace or at the campout we had. Or at the 4-H Center, there's the fire pit by the stage. Like, we'd usually have it there and have people go up there with firewood and stuff like that and sing around a fire. And it, people that want to go to a Bardic, it was pretty active, but I don't know why I didn't run it. Usually it was like Torg or someone that likes to sing themselves. Um, but Cyric's advice is pretty good.
I think one of the things that it's almost like something that's changed as our campsites have become more, well, I'll say less primitive. Of like, there's not as much like, like everyone's in cabins, like communal cabins, stuff like that. There's a lot of times, especially in the Northern Lights, at least, and there's not much like, oh, I'm gonna wander from campfire to campfire and hang out, or even there doesn't tend to be as much of like one central location, even of like where there used to be like out. There were some sites that had like the outdoor like bonfire type location where everyone would kind of congregate. It seems like more now than in the past. There's more people just kind of sticking to their own camp, and I wonder
Yeah,
if that has that would affect it at all.
possibly. Panhandle's weird. I was like kind of surprised that people would want to stay in their own camp because their own camp is a dark, cold, windowless or windowed, open windowed building. I don't know why you'd want to hang out there, but
We had
um,
at LCC this year. There was a lot of people because there's like the feast hall, and outside the feast hall is like an outdoor covered area,
yeah,
and that sort of turned into like there was, I guess that was more of a central location for a lot of people this year.
Hmm.
I didn't feel like it was the same way. Maybe it was just me that wasn't as into it the previous event, but I don't know. It just seemed like it was a lot more people just congregating right there.
it's a good place to do it because I think
Yeah.
there's like a barbecue pit, so it's not really a fire there, but you know you could have some warmth in the fall or something
Yeah.
like that and have a little. cooking fire or something like that, people could roast some s'mores. You could do a hot dog roast or something to
Yeah,
get people to go there.
They did that, yeah.
Oh,
There
good.
was, the wolf pack, yeah, had the wolf pack this year was like, if you wanted to be fed and get some drinks, like, the wolf pack had you covered.
Nice.
Yeah.
I think also part of it is Panhandle is fairly new site. You've only been using it for like a year and a half, 2 years.
Mhm.
So people are
Just
just
1
kind
year,
of
I think.
oh yeah, because it was yeah, it feels longer because there's been a lot of events.
There's
Uh
3 events there,
yeah,
yeah.
but I think people are just getting used to it and kind of figuring it out and where people want to hang out and stuff like that. So it
Yeah.
sounds like people are figuring out where the communal areas are now and kind of heading out there. And it's also difficult because the fighting field, if there's ditch lights, are so far away from
So
the
far.
hangout areas. So
That
like, yeah,
that's one of the big problems I had with it is I wish we could have the lights closer on that other side.
by the lake.
Because I don't mind walking that far, but it's too far away from everything. It's
Yeah,
at the
Yeah.
very far end of the site, and if you want people to have fun out there and all that, it's got to be more central.
Mhm.
is there
Um,
room but between the lake and the feast hall? Like I know you guys use it for camping area, but I don't know if there's like a flat area. I forgot to look where you could put up the lights.
it's not very flat, and it gets wet in the like the spring. It was
Mm.
real bushy apparently, so
Mm.
Oh well, never mind.
yeah.
Yeah, it's definitely like
So
a fairly constant slope right there.
mhm.
Mm. Well, that sucks.
Yeah, I think the only solution would be to get a portable generator to run the
Mhm.
lights closer, and that's extra cost, so you'd have to factor that in.
Well, haven't they been getting a portable generator lights?
They've got a portable lights, but there's a plug-in at the far end there. That's the only reason they're that.
Oh, okay. I thought
So
they
they
were
could just
using a
run.
generator.
Mm-mm.
Yeah, so, like, you have to from, like, the feast hall or, like, where, like, sort of the all the camping and stuff is, to get to the battlefield, yeah, you have to go, like, up this long road, and then once you get to the fighting field, it's literally on the farthest point of the fighting field to get to the
Yeah,
lights. So, yeah, the night ditching there was night ditching, I think, on Saturday, but that was it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think it's a total like a 5 10 minute walk, something like that.
Yeah. Probably it's 5 minutes, honestly. It just like, when you make it a bunch of times throughout the day, it just starts to wear on you.
Yeah. Well, some people brought bikes, and that was smart.
Yeah.
So it was a Chiba during Sword Night Boot Camp on his bike
Yeah.
going back and forth. Messed up my
Or like
audio. It was just one or doing recording a two stick with Peter the Quick, and just this bike going crunch 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 right next to the road, and it's like you hear the bike on the audio. It was just, I mean, it wasn't as bad as the cars, but still, he
At
was
least it's
more
not like
frequent than
every
the car.
other
Yeah.
yeah, at least not like every other SKBC video, which is just ruined by the air.
Mm-hmm.
It's just like constant. It's just like
I
whereas like, oh, they're having their classes in a fucking storm. Like
That's one of the reasons why I wanted to record stuff. It's because I wanted to bring a higher audio quality, and it still wasn't perfect because it was a new mic, and I'm still paying for that mic. But it was a couple $100. But it's worth it. The audio quality was so much better than a lot of other videos, and
Yeah.
it will be better next time I record because I've learned how to use the mic. I just got the mic like that week, so
Mm.
I hadn't tried it
Yeah.
out yet, and yeah, there are issues. Hopefully, and this probably won't happen. I'm going to try and do a campaign to get people to pay me or pay my way to SKBC next year, but it probably won't happen. But
You get
that's a
like
lot of
a
money.
videographer like stipend or something.
Yeah, I don't know. I'll use a GoFundMe or something, or I don't know. I'll
Yeah,
give it
talk
a good effort.
yeah, talk to FWAC, see if they'll help you out.
I I guess, but that's expensive, and I don't know if they'd want to do that.
Yeah.
But I could. It doesn't hurt to ask.
Is Fwack still like a? Yeah, I'm sure it's still like around as a body, but is it around? Is it still 5 warlords and a crown knight, or is it much more like mixed up now?
I think it's still 5 warlords and a crown knight,
Mm.
unless Sirik says, "I bet I could hit up the AV team at work for some lapel mics and whatnot." Yeah, lapel mics are good. I got a shotgun mic though. I also have lapel mics, but I want to be able to get the Q&A so I get other people.
Mm.
But yeah, you should do that. You should definitely hit up your AV team. We need better recordings of Amtgard things.
Hmm. Your choices tend to be either like, at least what I've seen, it's like the instructional videos with nothing but wind in the background, the fighting videos that are just like, or that are just overlaid with just music so you can't hear anything actually happening, or the battle game videos that are so far away you can't see what's going on.
Uh, Battle game videos I have found are just hard to make look interesting
Yeah, it's we've tried it too. It's damn near impossible.
because it's just a bunch of people running around yelling things on a field, and it's just to get the feeling of being in the game. You need to have some cinematic wizardry. I've made some shorts of some clips I've made and edited them together, but see, it's more of a storytelling through editing. But like just recording or a battle game and not just doing highlights, it's not great. It's hard.
I think you kind of have to be in the fight, like kind of what um, Tussles and them used to do, like just be
Mm,
right in the line, like with
Yeah,
the
yeah.
with the
Tossel's
cameras kind
videos
of
are
stuff.
pretty good. Yeah, that's a lot of work, like
Mm-hmm.
physical, like movement that I don't run around. That's
Yeah.
the problem.
I was reading the comments,
Oh
and
yeah.
uh, it took me a while to figure out who Voldemort was in the comments.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Took me a second too, but I yeah. Um. Oh, the guy you don't name exactly. Uh, in Lantian, which is Cayenne, he did really well at the Weapon Master today, from what I was told. He actually got third place overall in the I think it's Weapon Master, and he got second place in Sword and Board.
Nice,
So
congrats.
yeah,
That's really cool.
yeah. Just
Who
wanted to
took
shout that
first and
out.
second?
I don't know.
Oh, yeah, screw them. Kyan got third. That's all that matters. That's
Exactly. There hasn't been an official like post yet. I just saw some comments on their thread, so they must have announced it at the park. And
Mm,
since I wasn't able to go, I didn't hear the announcement.
slacker.
I know. I had to get that money though.
Look at Una with the gun show.
Damn! Bam! Bam! Boom! Oh, Vaughn and Opie were there, so that they probably got first and second in some combination. That makes sense.
Wait, shouldn't Kyan know if they were in the tournament? He
I
got
I
third?
don't I don't know. Kyan may have left before it was announced. He didn't know he had third. It was mentioned on his comments on one of his
Okay,
posts.
nice.
Yeah, he
Damn
doesn't
it,
know.
Kyan. What about was oh my god, Critias not there?
I don't know. They just got back from their honeymoon last week.
Oh, okay.
Oh, he
I'll give him a
reaved.
pass then.
He was there, but he reaved. He did his job. Oh yeah, he's GMR right now.
No, his job is to find people to reeve. It's not his job to reeve. Come on.
I know. Ken says
He's
Sword.
GMR. Jesus. Sorry.
Sword War was the only one that he made it to bracket for, so he has no idea what happened to the other three brackets. That's fair.
Mm.
You
Nice.
must have been pretty spaced out though if you got third from one bracket, point wise.
It depends on how the scoring was going too.
Yeah. Hope he was like a machine single. Well, that's good. He hasn't been around very often, so it's great that he's not too rusty.
That dude's got like crazy long arms.
Mm.
Like I bet single he's got an advantage because he's got a long sword when everyone else has a short sword.
He's not. It's kind of funny because he's not especially tall. Yeah, but
No, he just built like a
just
gorilla.
hand block thwack next, hand block thwack next. That's how you do it.
I hate single so much.
I like single. It's my favorite fighting style. I suck at tournament fighting though.
Mm.
I've never done good in
Some people
tournament
are
fighting.
some people are like that. Like I've met amazing fighters who just don't like fighting in tournaments.
It's necessary though if you want to go up on that path though. It's kind of, I mean,
Yeah, sure.
it's necessary, but still annoying. Not that I'm anywhere up there, but I'm about
Dude,
100 pounds away from being. Unum's been what?
Unum's been killing it. He's been killing it, man.
Yeah.
With his fighting, yeah. Got that hand speed.
Don't be modest.
He's all bashful, like, oh, like
Next, you're
no,
going to
not
say
me.
your leather work is only subpar or some shit like that. It's only passable. You're a very modest person.
I did pretty bad in the rest of the tournament. I got like was it Florentine? I think I got like started off with a 6 streak, which is really cool. But
Yeah.
man, everything else it was just like dead, dead, dead. So yeah, I didn't get a lot of kills overall.
It's kind of funny how Amtgard fights are super fast, but streaks feel like they take forever. Like,
Yeah.
because I remember you came. I think you were in my Eric that I was reaving when you got your 6 streak, and I was like,
Mhm.
dude, Unum's been out there. He's been in there for a while, just knocking him down. And then like when he finally got out, I was like, oh man, how many did he get? It's like, oh, he got 6. I was like, oh, it felt like way more than that. Like, I was like,
Yeah.
oopsies. Like,
I don't even know the last time I actually fought in a tournament. The last tournament I recorded though was a 5 under, and I only have 5 orders. So I watched it and I was talking with Maurice because he was there, and I was like, maybe I should have played in that short sword because like I watched the competition. It's like I could have, I could have been all right in there. I don't know if I would have won, but I would have, done all right. So I kind of
Yeah.
regretted not playing in that, but that was probably the last time I regretted not playing in a tournament. And yeah, so maybe next time there's a 5 and under, I'll jump in.
You should. Those tournaments are super cool. I like reaving the 5 and unders. I wish I still had 5 or less sometimes so I could because they look like so much fun. I tried to convince them to let me. They had one at G Walk, and I was like, I tried to sign up for it, and they were like, you can't sign up for the 5 and under. I was like, I have 5 and under. Yeah, they were like, get the fuck out of here. Like, so they ended up reaving that one, but yeah.
I mean, now if you're back, you might as well play. It's about the same thing.
Like the great equalizer is the herniated disc, I guess.
Yep.
I
There you
did some
go.
fighting today, and
Oh.
it went okay, but for some reason, so I fought Matrix, and Matrix is super mobile, and he was using like a long two-handed weapon, so I was having to like run him down. And for some reason, like it was legitimately confusing in the moment how my body wasn't working the way it's supposed to because I just couldn't stop moving forward. like I would get going forward, and whatever muscles I haven't been working with my back or whatever the issue was, I would just barrel forward, and I'm like trying to stop and just completely unsuccessful. I ended up like landing on him, like having to like roll over him to like not just
Oh
land my
no.
whole body weight. He's half my size, so I'm not
Yeah.
trying to land on top of him. I think he legitimately weighs 100 pounds. If I remember right, that's what he said. And I was like, I'm more than
Wow.
double your size. I'm not trying to belly flop on you right now. Like, then we'll both be broken. But yeah. We'll
It's
have to work
crazy.
on that.
You could just sign up under Dakaron's name.
To Karen.
DeKaren.
To Karen, yeah.
Us Dak no. DeKaren.
Yeah, I'll just start. Yeah, just start getting him some. To Karen's got to have more than 5. I would imagine. Well, I mean, he would know, but I would have thought he had more than that. He's good. He was doing really well. So I do for my squires, I do squires trials that involve like a sort of marathon fighting, which also ends up being somewhat of a marathon for my friends as well, who come to like take part in the in the trials and make sure they have someone to fight the whole time. And yeah, it's a lot of work for a lot of people, honestly.
That's good.
I'm super appreciative and lucky for that. Like I got people who because I at Pack War, Imogen went through her Squires trials, and a bunch of Hybris people all just like sort of made sure like stayed in the line, made sure she always has someone rotating in to fight her. And the same thing with the Karen, like Unum was there, and there was a few others that were just like constantly rotating in.
That just makes someone read
But
a book. It's actually harder to get people to read a book than it is to do what you just told them to do. Like, I guarantee you.
yeah. Yeah. Yeah, but it's fun. Like they go through the trial, they swear an oath. There's all this stuff, and make a little ceremony out of it.
Oh, DeKaren has 6. You're screwed. You
Mm,
can't sign up under their name.
damn it. He's let me down already. It's only been a few weeks.
You could always turn in your orders. Start over again.
Start over, yeah.
Yeah.
Can I give back 1 through 10 and just keep my warlord? Is that a thing?
I don't think so. But maybe.
I think you have to remove each award one at a time. So you just go through and take them all out except for warlord.
There you go.
When Raider was a class, do you remember the Raider class?
I do.
So if you had 4 credits or less, you can take your first 4 credits in Raider, and it was just like overpowered class to play to help newbies out. But Dogboy used to say, or I remember being at the park. I was visiting in Inland Ocean when I first started playing, and I want to say it might have been the first thing I ever heard him say was talking to his prime minister, saying, I want you to delete all of my credits and my entire orc every 4 weeks, and I'll just play Raider forever. Like,
That would be AIDS. That's an old term.
yeah.
I don't even know if
What?
that's. Oh, I don't even know if it's appropriate to say anymore, so I'm not going to say that anymore.
I don't know. What's it stand for in this context, though?
Just being toxic.
Oh.
The cheese
Like,
hit.
Oh yeah.
oh, there you go. Count Mezek's got you. Ormus, you can
Nice.
pretend to be them in 5 and under.
I'll just
And,
borrow his garb and I'll just go out there in his Aegis garb. Yeah, dude, that'll be awesome.
there you go.
I won't look
Problem
regal enough
solved.
though. That's the thing. That's the thing is Medzek has so much drip. I don't think I could ever like really pass for him. You know.
Well, you won't know until you try.
True. That's true.
I don't think Count Mezek was there at the last stream when we were talking about the beer staff. household that Locke and I want to try and start. I'll have to get him
Mm.
in on that. Just message him about it.
That was also the same stream that we came up with the Hybris Legion speedos and crop tops.
Yep. Spraying NLCC is going to be wild, yo.
It's gonna be lit. Veronica is
man.
adamantly against it.
She's going to be outvoted.
Yeah.
If she's the head of High-Risk Legion, is there a head?
No, well, no, not really. There's 3 people who serve as like the council, and they're just there for like advisory stuff for the most part.
Is she on the council?
Yeah, it's me, her, and Monkey Man.
All right, so she's definitely going to get outvoted.
100%, dude. Like, I'm sure Monkey Man is down. That guy's down for anything, any kind of
Yeah.
shenanigans.
Sierra said there's a West March jugging team that did the crop top numbers. Rourke and a few others.
Nice.
Yeah.
Yeah, but picture that with gold speedos. I gotta start working out.
Get up on it, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
I
Sierra
refuse.
refuses. Yeah. So I need to go use the restroom. So I'm going to leave chat in your capable hands, my friends.
Nice. This is when
Okay.
we run our mouths about you. That's right. Yeah.
Yeah. I can't hear it at all. Of course not.
Definitely not. I'm just excited to see Unum in a speedo.
Dude, I'm down. Oh, we got those like guys over on the East Coast with the speedos, like the big belly and the gold chains and stuff. Have you
I
ever
have
seen
no
that?
idea what you're. No, I have no idea what you're talking
The
about.
big Italian guys and stuff. I don't know. It's a thing. I don't know if it's like over there or in Europe or something, but yeah, they have no shame. Big
That's
hairy dudes.
fantastic. Yeah, that's so good. I just heard like music playing somewhere in my house. I'm pretty sure everyone's supposed to be asleep.
Oh no, they're jamming.
Yeah, as long as it's not coming from Leon's room, that little boy's supposed to be sleeping for sure. It might have been Veronica though. Should we normally have our bedroom door open?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I just
So how,
found 4 arrow shafts.
oh yeah, gonna be up to 35, bro.
Yeah.
How'd you feel? How'd you feel at the end of the day about your archery skills?
I think they're pretty good. Like
Yeah.
I I grew up shooting at bow and arrow and stuff and
Mm,
compound bow and all that. So my I feel like my natural accuracy is pretty good, even
mhm.
if it's with like, a short bow like that.
Yeah.
So I like I was hitting people I was wanting to hit like from 30 yards away, which was nice. Um,
Yeah, you were doing real well, especially your lob shots were surprisingly effective. Like
yeah,
yeah.
when that last game I was yeah I was on the other side. I was on our side and about halfway up the field on our side, and we're trying to no wait yeah it was the one where we're moving the cones in a straight line.
Yeah.
Um, we needed to advance, and we'd wiped all their team, and Soon was just came alive, so she was coming out of there. I was like, nope, I can't. I didn't want her to stop the count, so I just shot one, and like she bent down, like she saw it last second and tried to bend down, and it lost its velocity right there and just hit her right in the back. I was like, yes.
It just dies in the air and just speared her.
Yeah,
Nice.
no, that was fun. Uh, yeah, I'm having a great time with it. Those new arrows, the second version, are they're way more accurate, and they go a
Ye-
little further, which is nice.
Yeah,
So
I'm gonna have to buy some foam and come over to your house and have you help me make some of those because those were sweet for sure.
yeah, I'll I've g- so the foam I'm getting that I use for it, I get from the foam shop in Bellevue,
Mm,
friendly foam or the foam store or something like that. But
gotcha.
it's EVA foam, and then the heads are like you know a ca- couch foam, which that's not even a
Yeah.
thing anymore. But it's essentially the same stuff that Gore-Tex uses, just a little different.
Yeah,
But
because yours are a nice combination of aerodynamic and also soft like the Gorg-Tech ones are.
yeah, yeah. But that foam's expensive, dude.
Is it?
Like, yeah, it's like $130 for like the 1 inch thick, like
Oh,
4x8.
yeah,
But that would make it makes a lot of arrows though. So, like,
yeah.
if I was doing it for money, I would I would make my money back as far as materials go. But the labor is something I still have to factor in. Once I get a
Hmm.
process down, maybe. But I still don't feel comfortable selling them for money yet.
Yeah.
But just because it's still experimental.
Well, if you don't feel like you want to sell it for money, you can sell it for free to me.
Yeah.
Get you into that archery, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you, Seth. You get the so they're modular, so all you got to do is get your own shaft,
It just
and
screws on.
I just send you. It doesn't screw on. You just build the. So they're it's this is uh half-inch PVC. So you would build up your shaft with two little like half tape roll build up of like duct tape or whatever. So you build up on the shaft, and then at the end where it connects. So you have a little roll here on the shaft, and then you slide it on, and it locks on. It won't wiggle or anything,
Hmm.
and then you just tape it down with strapping tape. That's good
Mhm.
because these are capped with a steel washer, and it's epoxied and strapping taped on. So
Oh,
pretty much
okay.
never going in. So
And then we don't have to have that frustrating conversation of my arrow has a penny. Is it legal or not? And I get to look at him like, I don't fucking know. Like,
yeah,
Yeah, their ruling on that was very wishy-washy.
yeah,
It's like, we
yeah.
advise you not to use pennies. Does that mean they can't use them? No. But yeah, you can't use them. It's like you have to be pre
Yeah.
19 something or other. I don't remember.
Yeah,
Because
someone gave me a date. I was like, I'm not checking the dates on all my fucking penny arrows. Like, but I got mine from Gorg-Tech. And I think the original idea was that the Gore-Tex ones would be like what they want to see until they realized that the Gore-Tex ones are made with pennies too. So,
yeah,
so it was like well, fuck.
yeah. Like the foam, the construction of the arrows is superior to Amtgard stuff, but
Mhm,
yeah, the penny is still required by Gorg, or it's still in their rules that way. So
mhm.
they have no issue still making them with pennies at the moment. Um, but yeah,
they shouldn't be wishy-washy. They should just say one or the other.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
that's
Say
what
what you mean.
happens. Safety by committee.
it's all like what's it called? It's not like scientific, but like oh, it's anecdotal. But I've seen injuries from arrows, but I've never seen an injury from a failed arrow. Like
Mhm.
I've seen like the the tail flip up and hit someone in the eye before or stuff like that. I've seen improperly made arrows even by like standards at the time, but I've never seen an arrow that was made by the rule book injure someone because the penny failed. So it seems odd, but
The funny thing is, uh, when I was first told how to make arrows, this was a long time ago. They'd take apart an old arrow and they'd show me like, this is why you put a penny on it, and the penny is like bent in half. It's like, 'cause if you don't put the penny on there, it goes through. Now they're basically saying that's a bad thing that is bending the penny. So
Like, why is the penny in half? Yeah.
yeah, rather than saying this is a good thing that this is stopping it from doing bad things. So
That's fair.
evolution is funny.
Yeah.
Oh, Sirik has seen an arrow stick into a tree at SM. I'm try to miss, I'm assuming. So that doesn't sound safe.
Oh, that's right, because you guys have SM and it's Silver Moon.
Yeah.
That's right. Every time I see like a Black Spire person post about SM, it's always like a split second of like, wait, what? Oh,
Mm-hmm.
never mind. They have their own.
Yep.
Mm.
I forgot these are 6.7%.
Oh yeah, you're starting to feel it.
Slight little tingle. It's only
Got a
my
little
third though.
tingle.
Little tingle.
Yeah. I was wearing the chain that Sirik gave me at the park today.
Ooh.
He gave it to me for my knighting. Yeah.
I don't know
It's the
where
most comfortable.
any of my chains are.
Oh really? So we're super giant nerds, and me and Veronica have we each had like boxes that we were given with like all the uh regalia and stuff when we got knighted. So she had ended up being gifted like a glass display case, like a tall cabinet. So like all of our knighting stuff gets put away, like our belts and our belt favors and all the chains and everything get put into this display case until we're ready to put it on to go to the park.
Oh
So
wow.
yeah.
I did not get a chest.
No.
So
I just got
uh,
like a box, like it's like this big, but it
oh
works out perfect.
yeah. Like
Mhm.
I
I
think
got
mine are
two
in a
chests.
tub, but
Unum, what's that?
I got two chests.
Yeah, dude, you got huge. You got like fucking crates, dude. Like yours were huge.
no,
Well, one's upstairs in the office and one's downstairs on the underneath the TV. It's a kind of a display piece.
that's cool.
Nice. Yeah.
My
Yeah.
favorite chain, and I don't know where it is. I think it's in my tub, and I should probably find it. Is one that Shaden made me, and I kind of requested that he make it for me because he made me a regular sized one. But then I
Yeah.
got one of the really big like anchor chain ones or whatever they're called,
Yeah.
the mooring chain or whatever.
Yeah.
It's not as big as Shaden's. Shaden wouldn't make me one as big as him, but they're still bigger than everyone else's. And it's one of my favorite. I forgot to take it off for fighting once, and that hurt. Got smacked in
Yeah.
the face with it. Oh my
Oh
god.
no.
Yeah, I learned my lesson pretty fast.
Yeah. That was Dog Boy had a tradition, I think, with his family where like they got the boating chain or whatever, the anchor chain for the might not have been anchor chain, but it's like a pretty like solid and thick like chain link. And the Winter Bash, Sirik was going to be given it, and so we're getting ready for Sirik's knighting, and we're in a yurt. Is what this site had, was these yurts.
Yeah.
And I remember like I was squired to or I wasn't even squired. I was man at arms to Robin at the time, and I was like grabbing Robin's chain. Robin was like, "Hey, when you're at the yurt, can you grab my chain?" I was like, "Sure." So we get to the yurt, me and Dog Boy. Dog Boy's cleaning the chain, and I grab Robin's chain. I throw it on to carry it because I'm carrying other things. And Dog Boy gets like annoyed. He's like, take that off. Like you're not allowed to wear that. Take it off." And I was like, I was a shithead. So I was like, no, fuck you. I'm not taking it off. And he hit me with the boating chain. Just right in the collarbone, just
Oof.
right here. I was like, ow, why? And he cocked back, he's like, take it off or I'll do it again. I was like, damn it, fine. Like just yeah. Sirix Knighting was a lot of fun. Like the that particular event, it was a winter bash and it was like on the coast. So it was really wet and I wasn't a fan of the fighting, but the partying
Yeah, it
was
was at
legit.
Fort Stevens State Park at Battery Russell. It was the
Mhm.
bathroom knighting. I was king at the
Yeah.
time.
Yeah. Yeah.
Sadly, it was the only place that was moderately dry to do court was next to the bathrooms because we didn't have a shelter.
No, it was the only dry spot, and it was like the only spot with lights.
Yeah.
Like there was like, yeah, I remember
Yeah.
because like everyone had packed in so hard, and I was like, me and Sirik were in the same company, and I was like, I'm trying to see this knighting, so I ended up like standing up on a pillar and just like holding myself up like I was a little kid watching the jousting in A Knight's Tale. Like,
You know, it's been years, but I was talking with Locke about it the other day, and we came to a realization. It would have been, and I'm sorry, Styric, we didn't think of this at the time. We should have done a battlefield knighting at the fucking battery in the middle of the day, in front of everyone like that. Like that would have been awesome. That would have been so
yeah,
much more memorable.
the
And I
battlefield knightings weren't as popular
apologize.
back then, though.
No, it wasn't a thing that I had ever thought of.
Yeah,
But that would
the
have been
first,
better than where we did it at.
yeah, the first battlefield knighting that I've seen was Torg's.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I hadn't seen one before that. I've heard of it, but I've never been to one.
The first one I saw was shows. That was I was at.
Mm. I didn't know he got his on the battlefield. That's interesting.
Yeah,
Mm.
it
We should
was
have a gate knighting.
for all
Like they show
for
up
the
at the
service.
gate and they do a knighting there.
We could do that for Imogen if she ever gets knighted.
So everyone just walks up the gate and you still have to finish your
uh,
shift though.
yeah, yeah. It's like here's your belt, but you have an hour and a half left in your shift.
There you go.
Yeah, the
Sirik, I'm also jealous of all the cool shit that people get now versus the scroll belt sword that we kind of got. Like I got a little bit more. I got pants, but yeah, I just got a scroll, a belt, and a sword. And I didn't get the sword until weeks later, anyways. But yeah, the new knights get cool shit now.
that's right. We're spoiled.
You are.
Hmm.
And even
Cause I
masterhoods
got
get hoods. We didn't get anything from masterhood. If we were lucky, we got something that looked nice. And then if it was, and I didn't, I got a regular piece of paper.
yeah. So one of the things I've seen is that like a lot of, at least in the Northern Lights, like sometimes like nines and tens are getting like fancy scrolls and stuff for their like 10th order or ninth order. It it makes sense and it's cool, but like especially with ninth, but I think with 10th as well, I would do paper, just like a normal paper award all the way through 10, and that way you could really focus on the masterhood being special with a scroll.
Yeah. I think that's. I haven't looked at the Black Spire up close. I haven't looked at them for a while. But I think we get nice, like, printed scrolls from 1 to 10. And the
Hmm.
masterhood is a special scroll.
I
But
like that. Yeah. Have you guys been doing hoods as well for the masters?
no,
No,
not.
that's oh, yeah.
No. I don't
Okay.
think anyone's gotten a hood, but I could be wrong. But it
Yeah.
hasn't been a tradition like you guys up north.
Oh,
Yeah,
it's
that's
all over the rest of the game. Apparently, that's way more common.
Hmm.
mhm.
We're just late to the party.
I've heard
That
people talk about
tracks.
doing it, but
Good old Pacific Northwest, definitely a little late to the party.
Yeah.
you know it. Do it our own way.
Yeah.
The bad way. No.
The bad way. We do it our way. The bad way.
Gotta own that shit, you know?
Yeah. Yeah, the redheaded stepchild of Amtgard.
I feel kind of bad, but when I was king, the last award I handed out was a Master Hydra to Sir Gideon. And
Yeah.
I didn't, it was a black and white printed piece of paper that I signed, but it was also raining, so it was like littered full. It was pretty wet. It was probably like 25% wet when I handed it to him, but he was really ecstatic. But I felt really bad in hindsight thinking back about it because it was not that special looking. And if for a masterhood, it was ridiculous compared to what we do now.
Yeah, Sirik just posted that his Warlord was a template Order of the Warrior scroll with it scratched out and written in Warlord, which is dude, that's so terrible, but it's so funny. I mean, like, it's easy to say now. I would have been irate in the moment, but that sucks.
I would frame that, to be honest.
Yeah,
That'd be good.
dude. I remember Robin. So Stormhaven used to have to ask permission from Blackspire to give like titles of nobility. Like we weren't allowed to give any. So Shiny was gonna award at a pack where he's gonna give Robin his Lord title. And he had printed out the paper and like Blackspire was gonna award it, but it was like kind of coming from Stormhaven. And so he printed out the award. It was still printed on like a template, but it was a nice kind of design and all this stuff. It said Lord Robin or something like that on it. And Game Face was king at the time and got the award, decided that's silly. He should be a count, and just put 2 lines through Lord and wrote count on it, and then awarded him his count title.
Oh, jeez.
Yeah. He had that framed and put up. It's just like literally. It's not even like scratch out, just 2 lines, just an X through Lord.
Worthy of a frame, I'm sure.
Yeah, yeah. We have to finish our wall back here. We've had like a wall of like the bigger awards and stuff we've been getting, and just haven't finished putting them up. Like you can see on my screen, like Veronica's Master Crown,
Yeah.
something like that. Countess, actually, that's her Countess title. Yeah.
I've
But
thought
yeah.
about having some of my older awards redone and re-signed because I still know people for like my for most of my noble titles that I didn't get really paperwork for, and
Mm.
my Master of Rose, I can get that signed. So I'm thinking about just when I have some extra money to get some scrolls made so I can hang it up too. Because the only one I got is that Archduke right there.
Yeah, that was dope.
Yeah, it's great.
Who made that one?
Asa.
That tracks. I feel like Asa likes doing the portrait ones because he did the same thing. Same for mine. It was really for my Warlord. It was really sweet.
Nice. I
Mm.
guess I have my knighting scroll. It's a little piece of paper. I haven't looked at it since I got knighted. But it's I could probably have that frame too. It's like an 8x10. It was like a non-standard size, so I wasn't able to find a frame for it at the time.
Mm.
So I might just pay to get it framed. Shouldn't
You
cost
just
that
cut
much
it
money.
down. Trim it.
Oh yeah, just trim it, of course. That tracks. Cap Mezix's McKay's Lord, I believe, is a yellow notepad that has an IOU for art. Well, at least it's an IOU, rather than it's just here you get a legal pad. Fuck you. So
Dude, if it was a Lord title for Makai, I bet that was 20 years ago. Like that IOU's never coming.
oh, just turn it in anyways.
Yeah, yeah. It's funny with Medzek because like he can tell the story better than I can. Of course, it's his story, but he had like I want to say it was like a Dragon Master where he got like feedback where like the constructive feedback he got was like nice artism or something like that for like a piece that he did. So that's been kind of a running joke for him. But then I was printing off. I had a stack of awards that I gave out at IO's coronation or end reign, depending on how you want to look at it. And in there's like a website where you can like they have like all these templates for awards and it automatically fills them all out. It's super nice. And when you finish, it has this like, okay, go through each one at a time and double check that everything's right. So I went through like probably like 75% of them, maybe half, honestly, if let's not give too much credit here. And I was like, you know what, they're all good. So I just hit skip all and I was like, we're good. And the one that I had a typo on was Medzex. Instead of service, it was Surus. I left the V off of it. Oh, it was work on your artism, so it wasn't even a positive comment that he got, which is ridiculous.
Oh.
Um, but yeah, it was just like I was like, man, I'm just like I didn't want to add to the list of like jabronis that had given him like a terrible like some sort of award or feedback. And I was like, man, now I'm part of the problem.
For
Yeah,
shame.
he wants to be the first Cirrus Knight.
Cerise. Sure, why not?
Mm,
So not to be a
yeah,
pusher, but
mm.
how's that chorus going? Do you need to go get some rum?
That
Oh
banquet.
no, no, I think I'm good. I'm good on
Alright.
that. I might
You're the
go
one
get
that
an
told me.
ice cream.
Oh.
Mm. Yeah, I might go make at some point. I'm gonna have to go make myself another margarita. Now I
Alright.
had my margarita, and then I had the cider, and now I'm drinking a Mike's, and then I'll be out of drinks that I prepped ahead of time. Mm,
Well, I think that you should go do that when you need to. Don't
mm-hmm.
hesitate
Oh,
to
I
get your
will.
drink on.
No, I'm drinking. Unum, I have a question for you.
Yeah,
If you had a choice to be one other type of knight in addition to Serpent Knight, and it could only be one ever, which one would it be? Just
sword.
shit on all the rest of. Oh yeah, sword. Yeah, perfect. I was gonna make a joke to say shit on all the rest of the knighthoods, and then you pick sword, which is the one that would shit on all the rest of the knighthoods.
It's tradition.
Yeah, sword.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Is it because those are the rock stars of the night of the peerage or what?
no,
Don't
no. I mean,
lie.
mainly I like warlord versus
Mm,
anything else. Like I'd love to win tournaments and stuff. I think that'd be awesome. But
yeah,
So
that's
yeah, he
fair.
wants a
I
star
think
power.
yeah. I mean, like I think you're on the right track too.
yeah, maybe I got to get my body, my health, and all that in order
You
to
also need to get rid of some of that humbleness.
yeah, and start talking shit on people. That's good.
No, no, that's just my path. That doesn't have to be everybody's path. Miller's super humble.
He's
True.
not a sword knight yet.
Mm,
Just wait.
that's true. That's true.
It
Maybe those two
changes.
things are correlated. Yeah. Maybe he's gonna
Yeah,
start talking more shit. Yeah.
that sounds like Miller.
Yeah.
Sly
Mil-
motherfucker.
Miller definitely talks more shit than people give him credit for. But he's sly about it, you know what I mean? Like he's low key. He's not like me all loud and shit. Like he's he's a little more low key. I remember I remember at one point like way back I had a conversation with Miller about like frustration at not having earned more griffins and stuff like that throughout my career cuz I think at the time I had like 3 or something and that was like 2 years ago. So it was like 18 years, 3 griffins. Like that's feels unfair. But um then at a tournament like maybe like a month later there's this tournament is like a bracket that I was out of. So I was like just like kind of I don't know, some people called it heckling. I was just joking around with some of the people in line and just kind of talking a little bit of trash and like after maybe 15 minutes straight of talking a little trash, Miller looks at me. He's like, "Maybe this is why you don't have any griffins." I was
He's
like,
got you
"Bro,
there, yo.
yeah, yeah." I was like, "I can't even argue. Like, that's probably 100% what it is." Yeah,
I
I think
don't
I got
even.
one more since then. I think I'm at 4.
4.
Yeah,
That sounds right.
yeah, it fits.
I don't even know what I'm at, if I even have any.
Mm, I'll find out for you.
Yeah, you do it. Whatever.
Yeah. Griffin check.
I'd actually have to fight to get some, so
Yeah, that helps.
it's been a while. So, Unum, you've been working on a mask or something? You were going to talk about it before the stream started, but then we told you to stop.
Oh, I've got this mask that I've been working on, and now so I get at the KLEs this rain. You get to get your look the part bonus for the day. You got to dress up as some sort of monster. You still play classes and all that, but you just got to pick a monster uh, to dress as to earn your look the part for the day. I'm doing like goblin orc kind of thing. So I've been building my kit for that, but I've got this mask that I was working on for a while back, and I want to finish it. I think it would go well with the kind of orc
Yeah, I can
look.
see
I
that.
don't know.
That's orcish.
Yeah. So I gotta put straps on it essentially and finish some of the details, but it's pretty much done. But yeah,
Are you gonna go
we'll
with
see
like
how
the
the
double strap where it's like behind the head and then also like up here?
yeah, I do something like that. Um, we'll see how it goes. Like
Mm,
I got I want to do like face paint and stuff, but then I don't. Like I don't want to do like body paint,
That's a
like
lot of
green,
work.
whatever. It's a lot of work, and I don't know. But
Gets
I feel
messy.
like it's good enough for Amtgard if I have all the accessories and stuff. I don't have to go full bore.
I agree.
yeah. I always so our old company mate Rothgar always did war paint before like the blue he would do like blue war paint before all the main battles at events. And I always thought
Hmm.
he looked dope as shit. Like I wanna do a war paint at some point.
I'm down to do that, but like doing like the all the way down the neck and the arms and stuff, like to do full orc
Pass.
kit.
Yeah,
Yeah,
hard
no.
pass.
Yeah.
So that's what I want to make a kit that has like the long sleeve tunic style, real ratty looking, torn up, but stuff that
Mm,
covers the skin, and that way I don't have to use that much paint or whatever.
Hmm.
yeah.
We'll see how it goes. Eventually, I'll come up with something that'll look good. Um,
Mhm.
Well, hopefully you do it before the end
there's
of
a
the rain.
what's that for the end of the rain?
Before the end of the rain.
Oh, I don't know, maybe. I go on these kicks of like hobbies and things like that. I have to cycle through things and come back to other stuff.
Nah, that's fair.
So, and then I end up spending money on that stuff, too much money on stuff like that. So I've got to kind of check myself. Like, what are some of the things I can do without spending money? so,
I feel like
so maybe,
I'm always jealous of you because I feel like you do go through these phases of like it like like leatherwork's obvious like a constant for you, but like going through you were doing like barbarian and you were really into that, and then you were doing druid, and then uh you started doing now you're doing archery, and then you're doing the orc stuff. And but when you do it, you always do it really cool. Like you're always like in it and doing it. I feel like
mm,
with me, I always get like this idea. Like I've had armor that I've been making for like 2 fucking years. Where it's like, I'm gonna do this, I'm gonna play this class, I'm gonna have this armor. The armor is not that hard to make. It's lamellar. I just have to lace it together. I ordered pre-made plates. Like it's not it's not rocket science. And I just like I made like most of the front sheet and then like, "Nah, I'm good." Like, you know what I mean? Like, I can never I'm bad at, like, the follow through, and I've always felt like you do the follow through before moving on to the next thing, and it's impressive.
believe me, I have a lot of dead projects right now, just chilling over here on the like that big kidney belt is like in
Mm.
pieces still. I gotta put
Oh, still?
together. Yeah,
You had that one all done, didn't you?
it's all tooled and everything. I have to lace it and stitch it all together
Mm.
and put all the buckles and everything on. So there's a lot to do on it as far as stitching and lacing goes because
Mm.
I'm going overboard as usual. So I kind of just put the brakes on that for a while. So eventually I'll
Yeah.
finish it.
I'm
But
gonna
I
be
lost the mood.
yeah. I'm gonna be this armor I'm working on. Once I get all the pieces to the front and back to like done, I'm gonna be coming over to your house to help me put the leather straps onto it.
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. I got all the tools.
So Sirik made the comment, says that sounds like ADHD brain. So the funny thing is, like, funny story, when I was a little kid, they diagnosed me with like ADHD and all this stuff. I took like Ritalin and stuff as a kid, and then like eventually, when I was in like seventh grade, I decided I didn't want to take it anymore. But then like maybe like 3 months ago, because like there's a bunch of like internet content about ADHD now, and like I'll be watching these videos and they're super relatable. And uh I went to Veronica. I was like, I really hate when people like self-diagnose, but like, cause like I don't want. I was like, people shouldn't be diagnosing themselves off of TikTok. But I really feel like I relate to these ADHD videos. And she's like, you were a kid and they diagnosed you with ADHD. It's not self-diagnosis. I was like, oh shit, they did. Like it's.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Surprise.
I've been thinking about like looking into like some sort of like treatment or something for it or medication. I don't know. Like I seem to function fine, but if there were like some parts of my life that would be easier to focus, I don't think that would be a bad thing.
Yeah. And yeah, dude, it's actually life changing, Sirik says, and it is. Like I
Yeah.
have ADHD too, and I'm supposed to be on Adderall.
Mm,
My doctor hasn't given it to me for months for because I smoke weed, which is really dumb. But
that's
yeah,
silly.
it's because it's a federally funded program, probably, and so they can't do it
Oh,
because it's federally legal. So eventually, I'll get
sure.
back on it. I stopped smoking weed now to do that, but um, yeah, it is life changing. It's big. It's really nice. That's all.
Did you notice it? Because I know that you have a lot of stuff like because you do your writing and you do world building and stuff like that. Did you notice the ability to like any like increase in like productivity with that kind of stuff when you were taking Adderall?
Oh, for sure. I was able to focus longer on projects, and I didn't have to like. I wouldn't get exhausted as easily doing one thing. I could, if that makes sense. Because part of
Yeah.
my ADHD is I think a lot, and there's always a dialogue in my head, and so it
Mm,
gets exhausting. And so my focus isn't on one thing when I'm doing one thing, but it helps me focus so I can do one thing at a time.
right. Apparently, Sploob thinks I'm autistic.
Oh, oh,
I don't like that he capitalized autism because it makes it look like Autismormus is like my name. Like,
that's terrible. It's terrible. So yeah,
yeah.
you should look into that. There's no reason
Mm,
not to.
yeah. I got a new doctor with my new job and stuff like that, so maybe I'll start that whole process.
Yeah, you got the insurance to support it, then I say go for it.
Yeah.
I mean, all like you do it and you find it's not worth the trouble, you can always stop.
Yeah.
Who knows? You might finish your armor.
Yeah. No shit. That'd be cool. I want to get it done by mid rain because it should look pretty sweet when it's done, and I want to do the whole like Queen's Guard thing, like the Royal Guard. I want to do it like role play the hell out of it. So I want to have like the torso, the sweet lamellar torso piece. I have these badass like like plate shoulders that I'm gonna put on it, and I found like a gold linen cloak thing that I want to get because we do like our company colors are maroon, gray, and gold,
Mm.
and Maroon is definitely like the basis of our colors, but everyone loves the gold. So like having a massive like gold cloak would be sick as hell.
Yeah.
So I want to do like a maroon like gambeson with the aluminum like silver armor and the gold cloak.
Did look
I
pretty
think it'd be
pimp.
cool.
I'm still waiting on my cloak from Cassius Apparel. It's been over 2 years now.
Yikes.
Yeah, I might get a
Gee.
refund.
So Sploob mentioned wanting armor. Dude, I got the aluminum plates if you want to do like lamellar. They're not super expensive and like I was able to get them pretty quick from it's called like Elsfjord on Etsy. I got really small plates, so it's super annoying, but they have like the tombstone shaped ones. A lot of people have that.
No, there you go.
Yeah. You just have to lace it together with paracord, so it's pretty straightforward.
Oh, Brig. Brig would look pretty pimp.
Mm. Do you remember when penny brig was a big thing?
I do.
Yeah, it'd be like these like tunics just made out of penny brig. Like,
Oh shit, Deets Beast is in the chat.
oh shit,
Hello.
beats.
She says, I can't stay long, but I wanted to say hello. And well, hello.
Hello,
Th-
Kim.
Thank you for jumping in and saying hello. Ormus, you should start doing A&D Discord night where you work on it. I
Oh,
think he
that'd be
means
cool.
A&S.
I think so too, but I'm seriously intrigued by A and D.
Oh, I've got
Kim,
the.
oh sorry.
No, go ahead. Go ahead. Sorry.
Oh, I was just say Kim. I always know Kim's alive because every day she comments on my Wordle posts and she posts her results too. That's the only way I know she's still alive.
I know. I see that she posts on it every once in a while. And Ormus, to see your post on it. But yeah, your Wordle is big time, like consistent. Everyone puts on that.
And we have this weird little support group. It's like a Wordle support group, like the same like it's gotta be. It's like anywhere between 5 and 10 people will comment the results, and I think it's super cool.
No, that's pretty cool. I've never played
It's
it,
yeah.
so
It's something I look forward to every morning. So
Yeah.
wow. Don't stop, Ormus. Keep doing it.
Yeah, it's my biggest thing is I always post like when I lose too. Like it's always like because then people are like, oh, like that sucks, and like I struggle with that one too, and it makes me feel better. Like,
That's
yeah,
very sweet.
you should try getting into the Wordle thing. It's fun.
We'll see.
You say that now, you're gonna try it once and you're gonna be hooked.
that
We'll
yeah,
see.
that's what happened to me. I thought it was dumb, and then I kept trying to solve Heather's before she thought about it. I'm like, let me guess this word. Let me guess this word.
It helps if you know how to spell, right?
What?
It
It
tells you
help.
when it's wrong.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So they posted the Weapon Master results for Black Spire.
Mm,
Vaughn took first, and
mm.
Opie took second.
You
Oh,
guys let
okay.
a you guys let a cripple beat you like with his broken ass wrist? Man, you guys gotta step up your game. Can't be like uh invalids. No, that might be the wrong term. I don't know. Gimpy ass people be winning your tournaments.
Oh,
I just I I just want to give Vaughn a hard time.
and you are.
Oh, sounds like Sploob was out there killing it though, getting
Yep.
fourth in 2 of the brackets. That's awesome.
Yeah, it's not bad. It's better than my not playing.
Sploob, if you did Wordle every day to keep your brain sharp, you would have done better in the tournament.
Oh shit! There's a simple otaku coming in with a huzzah.
Who's that? Do I know that person?
Nope.
All right, cool.
They're in the
That's
room
even
over
better.
there. They got home from work.
Oh,
my brother.
is that your
It's
brother?
my brother.
I know your brother. He introduced himself on stream last time.
Yeah, that's true. He did.
So in the very loosest of definitions, I know that person.
You seen their face?
Yeah.
Don't
Uh,
worry, Sploob. Eventually, you'll overcome the tournament, like whatever. I don't know what they're called. The
yeah, 'cause
nerves.
he gets the yips.
Yes, that's what I was looking for.
Yeah, that sucks, dude. Like, uh, the finals, like the bracketed portion, is like an unfair amount mental as opposed to physical. Like, I used to do the same thing where I had like a lot of. I say used to. I mean, I'm sure it still happens, right? Do like go to the finals and just like choke, or doing really well and just can't close is what Dogboy used to call it. He used to say I had trouble closing.
Sales terms.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, hello, Happy Betty. How you doing? Thanks for dropping in for the chat.
They
That is,
did court in between the pits and brackets? What the fuck? That's crazy.
wow.
Hopefully it
Talk
wasn't
about
long.
just what's that?
Hopefully it wasn't a long court.
Bro, I don't know. Is there a short court anymore? Like
I don't know. Doesn't seem like it.
that's that's hard to overcome honestly, like cuz there's like an adrenaline dump, and like you get cold, and going back into a tournament after it's essentially over is damn near impossible. That's rough.
Oh, and the all thing.
Mm.
That is rough.
I'm trying to like like I want to try it. I don't feel like I haven't ever done that. I wonder if having a break lets you recover, or if it just like just ruins because like Sploop mentioned being a momentum fighter, which is definitely a thing. Like for me, I always felt that way too because like in the pits, or if there's like a bear pit or a grand melee, single short, I was always hot garbage. Like the first bracket, it took like at least half the bracket to get warmed up, and then I would start to pick up, and like as I started having more success, like that success would lead to more success. But I wonder what it would be like to just put a halt on everything and come back later in the day. That'd be interesting.
I think that would put most of the top fighters out of the zone.
Yeah,
So maybe it'll help the non-top fighters because they're not in the zone, so it equals it out.
You
That's how
could
that works.
yeah.
split your tournament, do the or the pits in the first of the day, and then do your top eights later on, like second half of the
Yeah,
day. Or if it was like at a camp out,
it sounds like
do that
that's what
more
happened with
common.
their day event.
Yeah.
Well, worth a try, I
I think they had
guess.
to start late, right? I thought I saw a post where they started like an hour late because of the
Mm.
smoke.
Yeah.
Oh,
So it may have been like people need to leave and they want to give them awards before blah blah
mm.
blah. I'm
Yeah.
total speculation, but that seems like might have been the case.
I'm also a big fan of court, not necessarily at like 5 p.m. Like we've been doing like a lot of our day events will have court at like 2 or 3 o'clock, kind of in the middle of the day, and it's kind of nice, honestly.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, we
But
were
yeah,
talking
I definitely.
about Cayenne earlier taking third. I saw that on the comments that he posted. Hey, earning the sixth order of the warrior. That's pretty awesome.
Dude, six. That's hella dope. The six is when you're getting into the big leagues, bro. That's awesome. That's really cool.
Now, hopefully, he actually gets given it.
I mean, that's definitely the other side of that. I
People are
feel
usually pretty
like
good nowadays.
I was gonna say I feel like the culture now is as much like people still get overlooked for sure, but I feel like there's not as much of like an individual who gets overlooked for everything. Like maybe gets overlooked for something, but the awards are much more free flowing than they used to be.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, I think that's good. Like
Yeah, it is.
I handed out like at our last coronation, I handed out like 35 awards at our barony, and I was like, wow, this is a lot. And everyone's like, oh, that's really good. And I was like, oh, was it? Okay, cool. Like that's good. Like, I I still have to like struggle sometimes just to shift my mentality into the more modern Amtgard as opposed to like the older school.
Yeah, like
Uh,
on the flip side, like when I was king, I said I run on the platform. I'm not handing out more than 10 awards, period. Like
wow.
because we were coming in the rust from the Air Sterry days where there'd be 150 awards or whatever, and it's like that's too much, yeah. Yeah, but my thing was the land level needs to hand out the lower level awards, and I shouldn't be handing out land level awards at the kingdom. So
Yeah,
that was my 10. I handed out like 15 or something like that, so I handed out more than 10. But
yeah,
I kind of regret minimizing how many awards I handed out.
yeah. I have trouble sometimes trying to like relate my experience as king to other people's because like I was king 100% during COVID, but I didn't want to give out anything at the kingdom level that was below 8. So if it was like a barony, so they can only hand out up to 5. If it was a 6 or 7, I would contact their monarch and be like, "Hey, on behalf of the kingdom, can you award this order to them at your like all thing or your mid reign or coronation?" There's still like anything under 8 was being handled at the local level, and then kingdom level was just at the kingdom events. It was just like 8 and up was it. At least that was
Yeah,
the goal.
that's a good way to do it. Like it was also before when I was king, we didn't have award recommendations, so I was like, what can I keep track of and what can I see? I did hand out. I didn't hand out, but I did tell a lot of land level people you should give this award, you should give that award. So I wasn't just ignoring the land level awards, so to speak. But
Right.
my goal was to reduce the amount of awards at court because it seemed like too many at the time.
Yeah. You've
But I've
been
also been
nicknamed the oh, sorry, Sploop nicknamed you the Great
oh
Gatekeeper.
yeah, I saw that. That's fair. It's kind of true. I'll own that one
How often do we get to use it was a different time excuse? Like, is that
for awards all the time.
Yeah.
For punishment, never.
Yeah.
We just get to say, "Oh, we did bad."
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
What's your
I've got to.
favorite Oh,
What?
okay.
Yeah, I
Heading
gotta
out?
head out. Really. Yeah,
Wait. Can you wait a few minutes?
sure.
All right, because I'm one last bathroom because I'm not going to let Wormus just by himself while I go to the bathroom.
Just
That's
just
not cool.
juggle or something. Bye, Kim. We'll miss you. I miss you already. Come visit us. Come to our campouts.
I second that.
So you gotta yeah, take off. You're heading to bed.
Yeah, Heather's got to leave early in the morning, so uh,
Yeah, that makes
I
sense.
want to
She's
kiss her. So
yeah. We gotta keep it PG-13. We have f bombs, but no talking about kissing your wife. uh, yeah, because she's going off on her great adventure to California.
yeah.
How was
Once
her like?
again,
Yeah, she had her like marathon run there of like going to Stargate convention and then like going to California with you to go see Rammstein.
yeah. Yeah, she stayed there for work for another few days and then flew home. But yeah,
Uh,
it's a busy job for her for that. But at least she gets to work from home when she's not flying around, so which
yeah,
is nice. But
yeah. Sploob, the next cool NL thing, if you're looking for a camp out, is going to be NLCC Spring, and that's March 23rd through the 20. What is that? 26th or 27th? The 23rd is the Thursday.
It's going to be my birthday weekend.
Yeah, NLCC normally falls right there, doesn't it?
It does. For usually every year, it's my birthday.
Nice. All right, Unum.
all right,
Have a good night.
Can I
Give
even
That's
Heather a
the
kiss.
only
Give Heather a kiss for me.
will do.
I
See
lost my
ya.
beer.
See it. Oh, that's right. Yeah, Kim Jin's getting knighted there. So yeah, it'd be a good one to be at.
Oh
Um,
yeah.
there's gonna be rumor has it there's gonna be possibly two other knightings there. So come check it out.
Who?
I don't know how like they haven't been announced yet, so I'm not gonna be the one to announce it.
Well, I think.
I feel. Hmm?
Well, I think Mezek might get it. I don't know. I am not in the in crowd in Northern Lights, so I don't know what's going to happen. But I think that it would be cool if they got a spring.
When now that my wife is queen, the ramifications for getting out of pocket are much more severe. So I can't be just shooting off right now.
That's fair. That's fair. That's fair. But yeah,
Yeah,
Sploop, you should play Wizard Staff at NLCC Spring. You
yeah,
should give it a try. We're thinking about making a fun little game out of it, make it a big thing.
yeah. It's gonna be a household.
Oh yeah, it's true. We were talking about that last weekend, our last stream. We want to look into it.
Yeah, you guys ready to take wizard names, right?
Yeah, we get wizards names. I think we're gonna actually have a rule list. What I would like to do. Oh, yeah, that's true. You have that stomach thing that's hard to drink. That's fair.
Oh,
If you, I could put you in the game and not have you drink, and you could help do some of the rules if you're willing to be involved. Because I wanted to. Locke and I were talking, and we wanted to have something not exactly like what they have at um, Chaos Wars, where they have Wizard Staff competition, but we wanted to have something where it was a little bit more structured than just, hey, we're drinking in the corner over here. Yeah, kind of like a Wizard Staff Reeve. Because like one of the rules is going to be like if you talk about being drunk without using like or without using I can't think of the word uh euphemisms, without using euphemisms like I'm just getting smarter and smarter. I don't know, that was a bad example, but like you just can't talk about being drunk. You have to say you're getting something else or whatever. You have to drink a beer and not put it on your staff. So
yeah.
having a wizard staff reeve would be hot shit.
But it looks like Medzek's spilling the beans here. Medzek's getting knighted at 10 a.m. on the 25th.
Oh shit!
Yeah, so that'll be dope.
Wow. Like you're just going to
Med-
stay up all night and just not go to bed Friday night?
I wonder if he's having a vigil.
Yeah, that's what I was kind of getting at.
Yeah. Um.
Yes, Blue, you have no mana, so when someone casts a spell and they don't have the appropriate mana, they get reprimanded. Yeah, so wizard is never drunk; they're just more enlightened. That's
yeah.
what I was thinking of getting. You're more enlightened.
uh. Medzek was it was really cool. I guess was the first person I got to vote on.
Cool.
And they got a unanimous yes, which was cool.
Oh my god, that's COK talk.
Yep.
Spilling the beans.
So we had like I'm only not allowed to tell you who voted what except for myself.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's silly, the whole thing. There's definitely like some of the knights put a lot of importance on the confidentiality of the Night Circle meetings. I'd prefer to be more open, but like I got into like a conflict with some of the knights, and it was like because someone had talked to a person that I was representing on the Night Circle, they let them know that they failed their vote before I got a chance to talk to them. So I was annoyed, and I was like, if we want to be confidential, then be confidential or don't. Like we either have to pick one or the other.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So Mezek is said Wizard Staff will be their vigil. So I guess Wizard Staff's on Friday night. There we go.
Ballin'. That's gonna be so much fun. I've never been a big fan of the idea of wizard staff, but if Medzek's doing it for his vigil, I will join with you guys.
That'd be awesome.
Yeah,
I'm looking forward to it.
yeah.
Because Mezek and
I
I were
think.
talking about a pack war,
Yeah,
the vigil, or not the vigil, but doing a Wizard Staff at spring.
that'd be
So
fantastic.
yeah,
I think Sploob would be great for your night circle to have.
I agree.
Yeah. No, no more hospital visits for me. Oh my god. I'm over that. That was the worst.
Yeah, but you gotta do cake stands, so
Yeah, yeah, it's cake stands or bust for the hospital. Just out there making money for Salem General Hospital.
Jesus. Yeah, that
uh,
was bad.
yeah, I ended up being there. I didn't leave. I didn't leave for a week. I left the Saturday after Pack War.
Yeah, I hear there are taps at Winter Bash. So there's
Really?
cakes. Yeah, it's
Huh.
down south of Eugene, though. I think.
I just have to be more careful with my insulin, is what it was. Like my
Yeah,
diabetes got all out of whack. I'll just get an insulin like IV drip and then do cake stands out with that like the IV tree hanging next to me.
there you go. We got this.
Yeah, we'll big brain this.
The sad part is, even if we finish off one keg, that's only one level for Wizard Staff.
Oh, that's terrible.
It is.
What an awful rule set you have there.
One container is one level, period.
Right. Oof.
Oh, don't be getting
All right.
tired.
No, I'm gonna use the bathroom real quick and then refill my drink real quick. I'll be right back.
Alright, sounds good.
All right.
So now the chat is just me. So I'm going to talk about Shadow Kingdoms for a little bit because I can. So I think we're going to have it at the Oregon 4-H Center again because that's about the only place we can get it at for the amount of money that we have, which is kind of annoying because it's not that great. It's we just use the site a lot. We just have rule where every 5 cans is the tall boy. Yeah, that could be a rule. Definitely could do that. There was a rule that we looked up, Locke and I, where every 5 levels you have to do a shot of fire whiskey or something like that. You have to, I forget what they call it, but that was one thing we could do. Sploob is have you be in charge of every 5 levels that they'd have to come to you to do a shot. I don't know if we want to do those rules the first time that we do this household, but uh, that was definitely a rule, but I think the tall boy is a little bit more reasonable for the first time. I don't know. What do you think, Mezdek? Because I needed to message you about this and talk to you about what Locke and I had going on because we were talking about doing a wizard staff, a wizard household. And really getting into it, and so I think that'd be really fun. Get wizards' names and all that. I think I was Baelnorn the Purple or something. Um, yeah, I haven't decided on a name yet, but I have that purple hat that you made me, so it makes sense. We all get wizard hats. Liquor roulette, oh my god, that would be insane. Definitely could do that. Have a wheel. Spin the wheel every 5 levels to train your spells. I think that we could do that. You do like the wizard house idea. Awesome. So at some point before next spring, I will message you about that, and we can talk about the rules that you want to or that we can do because we were thinking about a council of wizards, and you have to be. Um, we didn't set a specific number. We have to talk about it, but like you have to get like at least 15 levels or something like that. Oh, it's not binge drinking. Binge drinking is length, not amount. And there have been binge drinking households though, like the house of the Everfull Goblet was just about getting drunk. No, binge drinking is an X amount of beer over a period of 3 days. It's not just drinking one night. At least that's what the definition used to be when I was in college, when I was taking health classes. I guess they could have changed the definition, and I wouldn't be aware of it. I could be incorrect. I will look it up after a strain to see what the new definition is then.
Talking
But
about a
it's
binge drinking household.
no, we're talking about Wizard Staff household, and Sploob is saying it's binge drinking.
Eh, hard to argue.
I was under the impression that binge drinking is drinking X amount of liquor or beer over a certain amount of period of time, not just one night.
Oh, I don't have the proper knowledge base for that. I've never looked up the definition of drinking before, so
Grumpus Gus comes in after a couple hours. Semantics aside, don't make alcohol poisoning speedrun household. Well, I agree. That's the House of the Everfull Goblet. That's just drinking vodka all night long, over and over and over again until you're fucking blackout drunk. At least with this household, it's about the game of drinking, and it's not about getting drunk. It's about leveling up, and part of it is not speedrunning. No. Seriously, like if you're playing the game to win, to get the most levels, you don't speed run it. It's a game of drinking slowly over a long period of time, so you
right.
don't get blackout drunk off of this.
Yeah, it's not like what in Texas they have the prohibitionists.
Oh, I haven't heard of them.
Dude, those guys are bonkers. So it's a household dedicated to saving people from the evils of alcohol by drinking it all themselves.
Yeah, we're not gonna do that. And I do
Anyway,
not start at 5 a.m. I finish at 5 a.m. There's a difference.
yeah, I just remember like being at Spring War, and there was these like guys. I can't remember what they were, like green tunics, and they were just like drunk the whole weekend, like all day long. And I was like, "What did those guys deal?" They're like, "Oh, that's their role play." I was like, "But they're actually drunk. That's not role play." Like,
No, that isn't.
yeah,
Like I'm against like um sponsored Amtgard sponsored drinking events, like beer pong as a sponsored, it's on the schedule kind of thing. So I don't think that we should be doing that kind of thing. If there's a definition between official and we're hanging out and we're drinking, we have to make a fun game out of it. Um, but yeah,
I don't know. There's something to be said, and this is probably silly considering like who we tend to have in charge, but um there could be something to be said for like the drinking to be a little more supervised. Like my in as a parable, my parents when I was in high school used to let me drink as long as I stayed in the house. Like if I could like stay at the house, they would let me have some drinks and stuff. That's because they could kind of like supervise me, I guess. It's like I could have a friend or two over and we could have some drinks, and it was no big deal when I was like 16.
yeah,
And like it was sort of their way of like, oh, he's drinking, but he's in a safe environment. The the problem is though, I don't trust most people running Amtgard events to provide an actual safe environment. Like,
yeah. I guess my problem would be is you shouldn't have the organization taking responsibility for an alcoholic event.
yeah, for the liability. Yeah, that's true.
Sploob BS has given Cormac or has the Cormac Run Tavern, the Kilted Dwarf, which I feel like has given us beer tent like location to drink. That's true, and I'm not sure it's ran by Cormac though. It's not ran by BS. They just
Mm,
give him a spot to do it, and that's the difference between we have an autocrat that says this is the drinking autocrat. This is the guy organizing the drinking games. That rather than
yeah,
saying we're giving this guy a space to run his own event. Maybe
yeah.
it's semantics. Grumpiest Gus comes in with has sponsored events you can enjoy while drinking, not events that require drinking. At Western Wars, there was a casino night with a bar, but it was just traditional games for chips, but not beer pong or tablero. That's cool.
Mm,
I remember
that's a good
that.
point.
That
Yeah,
is.
like you could have like for instance, like where we've been running events lately at the at Panhandle, they have a hall where there's like chairs and there's a stage, but there's also the feast hall. There's all the tables and stuff, and you could run like card games and whatnot. And they have run card games in the past, so you could run like a casino style like thing that you could drink at, but not necessarily be just drinking.
Yeah. And Sploop
Yeah,
says, correct. I'm commenting on how it's like a safer experience for drinking at Amtgard. And that's true. Having a nice safe place where it's overlooked by people is good. Yeah.
mhm,
And Kilted Dwarf, as or Grumpy Gus points out, has food and non-alcoholic drinks as well. Because Cormac does it right.
right. There was like a we had a bid put in for well not it wasn't put in during the bid process, but that's a whole nother story. But a bid for like a mid-range camp out put in by Aristeri for, and one of the things that a little bit of the blowback that came was that she had a specific okrat for drinking games.
Yeah.
And I couldn't decide. I couldn't figure out if I didn't like the idea of having a drinking okrat or if it was someone that I wasn't a fan of and I was nitpicking. So I never really landed on the resolution there. You know what I mean? Like, because I try sometimes like to be like, do I actually have a problem with that, or do I have a problem with the person?
It's
And
good.
sometimes I, oh
It's good
yeah,
to
sorry,
understand. It's good. No, I was just going to go feed off that. Yeah, it's good to understand yourself and how you view a certain situation like that, and being able to differentiate between your personal feelings and what you feel is logical.
yeah. Sometimes I never come up with an answer though. Like I was like, I don't know. Like maybe I do have a problem with the position, or maybe I do have a problem with the person. I can't really decide.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Jesus.
Jeez.
I'm not going to
Fucking
repeat that
split.
on my stream. I'm sorry.
No, yeah.
But that's some funny shit. All right.
Oh my god, the vibe crat.
The vibe crat, yeah.
Oh my god.
That
I
is
love how like I love the double D in drugs to sort of break up the word, but then like the follow up comment just threw it all out the window.
Oh man. That's it's awesome. Um yeah, we're not doing that. Not at my events anyways.
Sploob, you gotta come on the stream sometime just so you can say that shit out loud. Just into into the
Oh
microphone,
damn.
buddy.
Yeah, Sploob's allowed to come on. I would invite him. I think I've invited them, but they've been busy. They've been
Mm.
doing things in real life.
Oh, bummer.
I know. How
Damn
dare
people with
they have
yes,
lives?
damn people with their real lives. Just because we can't relate.
But yeah, Spring NLCC is looking to be pretty good.
Yeah, I might if everything goes according to plan, I might be able to actually fight again by then.
Oh, nice.
Okay. Yeah. I'm hoping that might be like the solid deadline for when I'm actually better. I'm not sure though. I just started physical therapy and the doctor tried to get me to go get a shot and like an injection in my spine, and I'm not feeling it. Like, uh I might go do it anyway. Like the doctor was like, I'll give you a referral, which is good for a year, so schedule it if you decide to go get it. But it just sounds horrible.
Maybe they'll give you a lollipop.
Oh yeah, I'll get the injection right before the camp. Oh, a lollipop, that'd be sick. Or it's like a sticker. If I get a sticker, if I don't get a sticker, I'm not going. Let's swap that around. Like
All right.
they can go to hell.
Well, talk to your doctor about the sticker bonus.
Yeah. Yeah.
Say it's for Leon. They'll understand.
Yeah, exactly. I have a 7-year-old. I need the sticker. I was doing, dude, at work. I had to go through a forklift training class, and they had me go through this one through OSHA, and then come to find out after I completed the OSHA training and like did all the written exams and stuff, they were like, "Oh, that's not enough. You have to go through another class through our company." So, but they were like, "Oh, you'll go through the class for a company, but you don't have to do the written portion. You just have to do the drive part." So I was sitting there waiting for the written portion to be done. But they had like a drawing for this toy forklift. But since I wasn't doing the written portion, they didn't let me like enter in for the forklift. And I wanted to say it was because I have a 7-year-old kid, and that would be awesome. I was like, "Oh, I can give him a forklift," but I wanted that for me, honestly.
Yeah, I don't
Yeah,
doubt it.
dude.
I'm
Oh, it's
sorry.
Sploob. Sploob, I've been forklift certified for years, bro. That's I used to work in a warehouse, and then before that, I worked in a factory.
So who's running NLCC Spring?
Um, I think Heron, and do you know Ursa?
I don't.
No, she's not. She's not as well known like outside the kingdom, but yeah, it's Ursa and Heron. I think is are the two main ones, and
Nice.
I've never seen an event run by Ursa, uh, but she's seems perfectly capable, and I know Heron will do a good job too, so it should be good.
Nice.
It'll be
Looking forward to it.
lots of battle games. That's Heron's thing. So if
Yeah,
you like your battle games, you'll get it at NLCC for sure.
I don't. So, nah. Battle games are fun. It's like the core of the game. So, I've had my fun with them. I've played in them. I've enjoyed them.
Mhm.
So, nothing against them. They're
Yeah,
just hard to record.
yeah. I tend to like the ones at campouts for sure, but like, so right now I've been doing archery, like I was telling you about, and like any game where I can go out, like shoot all my arrows, get killed, and then like have enough time to go just like pick up all my arrows and then respawn is a good game because I don't really want to have to worry about dying.
Yeah.
I just want to be able to go out there and shoot for a while and then not destroy my team by taking like 5 minutes to pick all my arrows up. Like,
There's only a couple classes I have left. There's only a couple classes I have left to level. Archer is one of them because I actually
mm,
want to play it. I don't want to just be the person that signs in and doesn't play the class because one, you're not supposed to do that.
yeah,
Two, I actually want to play these classes. So I have Bard and Archer are the two classes that I actually want to
mm,
try playing at some point and actually level appropriately. One
nice.
costs more money than the other, though.
Yeah. I don't have any class masterhoods or paragons, and I want to get my paragon archer.
Hmm.
That was the first class I really, well, not first. I really wanted a master warrior way back in the day, and then I wanted to be a master monk because all the warlords that I knew were master monks. So that was like the one I wanted. But yeah, now in V8, since V8's come out, that's the first one I've wanted to really like do super well at.
Yeah. I, the only one I ever really wanted, the only one I ever really tried for was Barbarian back in V6 and 7. I tried really hard for that and I never got it. And I was disappointed.
That's crazy. I feel like master barbarians used to go out with to every jamoke with a fucking with no shirt on and a white sash or a fur sash.
Maybe I wore a shirt and that was a problem.
Dude, yeah, that's you shot yourself in the foot because like masters used to be like, oh, like they embody the class. Like it wasn't always because they were really good at it. It was just like they like represent the class. So there would be these people with their fur sashes and just like no shirt, just screaming a bunch, getting their master master barbarian.
I remember through V7, I always thought that they shouldn't have special. They had to have special colored sashes that were like earth tones or whatever, and they just it was ridiculous. And I said we should just have a white sash. That should always be what we have. So I made a point of getting a white fur sash that I just wrote barbarian on, so people could like know that it was a barbarian sash. And I spelled
Yeah.
it wrong, by the way, on the sash. So it was
Nice.
perfect. Yeah, so I just wore a white sash during all of V7 playing barbarian.
Nice. Sploob sounds like he's getting into archery, which is hella dope, dude. Archery is
Yeah,
so much fun.
26 arrowheads.
Yeah. The more you fight, the less cool Warlord seems. That's because the mystique is just like as you start to achieve more, it starts to fall away a little bit. And if you don't have like if being a warlord seems cool, you don't want to be a warlord. Like, it just seems cool. Like, and then that's when that mystique can fall away. Like the people, if you want to be a warlord, if you really want to be a warlord, then it's not. I don't know. It's different. You got to be a little broken in the head to really want it. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Grumpiest Gus says Master Barbarian went out to people who went around screaming incoherently and killed their own teammates because this ability is called Berserk. B never did that. B being me.
Yeah. I figured. I got the same vibe. Like, I had someone ask me, like, what's the easiest masterhood to get? And I always tell them barbarian, because all you have to do is like paint your face, take your shirt off, and scream a bunch. You have to do it for a while. Don't get me wrong; it just doesn't happen on the first day. But yeah,
Yeah, I was
it,
never the guy that did that.
it's different now. I saw a master assassin go out, and the reason was literally listed as the monarch handing out literally said the reason we're giving the master assassin is because they have 200 assassin credits. I was like,
That's not the best
that's
reason.
cool. Yeah, I was like, that's cool, but are they like good at it? You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah, just because you play
yeah,
doesn't mean you should get the award.
yeah.
Especially now that Paragon is tied to the ladder awards, which is
Oh man,
defined.
I
That's a
hate
whole other
it.
discussion. I am
I
not a
hate it.
fan.
I so I felt like
Sploober's
I don't know. Yeah, I just I want Paragon to be able to be put in a place where it can shine on its own.
Yeah,
And now I feel like with it being attached to orders of battle, it only serves its purpose in so much as what order of battle it qualifies you for.
kind of feels that
So
way. Yeah.
yeah,
Well, like for example, there's titles in Amtgard that are tied to offices, but it's not tied to crowns. It's not tied to the belt. And so it should have been just the same way with Paragons, unless we change how we look at Paragons, and Paragons have to be harder because ladder awards are, for better or worse, harder than Paragons are. Time wise, time commitment,
sure.
dedication.
Yeah. I don't know. Like I was so with Veronica being queen, she's been like talking with other like battle masters and stuff about like different people who are on the cusp of earning their masterhoods and or sorry, their paragons. And I don't know. I just like I feel like I'm at a point where I don't know what the qualifications are anymore because like a lot of the people being listed, because I'm super nosy, so like during their conversations, I'm just kind of chilling out like a fly on the wall. But uh, they'd be like, oh, like this person or that person. I was like, I felt like an asshole because like, oh wow, really that person? Like that's okay, you know what I mean? But uh, I just don't know like what. I feel like I don't have good context for what qualifies people for paragons at this point.
Well, no, that's the problem. No one really does. We're trying to figure it out now because it's a different landscape and it's frustrating.
Yeah,
Because
yeah, for sure.
some kingdoms, not the majority, are handing out like, oh, you got your Paragon hood. Here's your first through 7 order of the battle. Um,
That's weird to me.
yeah, not most kingdoms aren't doing that. Most of them are doing, from what I understand, is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Oh, you've added your master hood or your Paragon. Here's your 8th. or whatever the appropriate number is. So just like Defender used to be, like it didn't count, until you got to the level where it mattered.
Yeah, I always like with Orders of the Warrior, I always like it was my understanding that like let's say I have 5 Orders of the Warrior, but I win a kingdom level tournament that theoretically can qualify you for what your eighth now, but they would
Seventh,
just
I
give you
think,
your
but yeah,
they
maybe eighth.
yeah, but they would just give you your next one. So like if I'm at 5, I win a tournament, they give me 6. They wouldn't bump me all the way up to 7.
Yeah,
Uh, so I don't know why they're doing and like because it's my understanding that awards the awards aren't meant to be stacked. You're supposed to earn them one at a time, with the exception of Orders of the Crown, which specifically mentions that it's encouraged to be stacked.
that's how I
Which
understand
still,
it. Yeah.
I still don't think that should happen. But um, it's weird that they've decided to just like award 1 through 8 or whatever for. And really, like, if they're earning a paragon, why don't they have any more fucking orders of the battle? You know what I mean? Like, why haven't
Hmm.
they been awarded up to that point? They're new, but they're not that new. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, I don't know. That's just a weird one.
So Sploob said that he should get Paragon Assassin because he's worn the Akatsuki's tunic for Naruto for like 4 years.
I
That
agree.
that's
Give
valid.
it, give it to the man. Yeah, give it to
Yeah.
the man. Paragon Assassin, right there.
Um.
That's my, that's my guy. I don't know anything about Naruto, or I would
Me
try to make
either.
some sort of inside joke, but I have no idea. I don't watch anime.
The funny thing is, when he was wearing the Akatsuki tunic, I was recording it for one of his fights, and I used it as a YouTube short saying Akatsuki fight or whatever, and I got like 1.3 thousand views because I put the Akatsuki fight in it. Oh man, I did not get a lot of upvotes for that one.
That's so good.
Gorbius Gus says if you can't stack crown, then you need to hold office for 10 reigns to get masterhood versus 2 to 4 in the old system. Yeah, like I understand why crowns are stacked because like what if you hold office once or twice at the king or at the local level, but then you run for king, and that's the equivalent work. I don't know.
Yeah,
It's
I guess
rough.
it's. I have a weird perspective on it because I came up in a group that couldn't run for kingdom office. So like you spent years and years grinding at the local level before you ever had a chance at anything kingdom levels. But that makes sense. So whenever I look at it, I look in the scope of like, oh, like I'm assuming they would have already done like 5 6 years of local office before that, but that's not always the case.
That's rarely the case from my understanding, from what I've seen.
Yeah,
It's at least
yeah,
in the Northwest. It's hard to find people to run for king
mm,
usually, or monarch.
yeah.
Sorry. Um, although you get the rare instance where it's a 3-way run like we did last in Black Spiral last reign. I think it was
Hmm.
3-way run.
Who all ranks? I know Cat won, right?
Cat won. See, there was
Yeah.
Cat, Lucas, Adge. Those are the three, I think.
Mm,
There might have been a
that's good.
fourth, but I can't think of it.
Contested elections are always better,
Yeah,
I think. Yeah.
competition breeds quality. No, it doesn't necessarily breed quality, but giving yourself options to be able to choose from or plenty or multiple people, competition allows them to show what their metal, their fighting spirit, they have to show that they are better than the other person to get the office.
Right.
In theory, um,
Yeah.
I don't remember. There's a simple term for that, and I can't think of what it is right now. But
No, I know
that's
what you're
why
saying though. And
contested is a good thing.
yeah.
Ugh.
Yeah, so I guess it does make sense to stack crowns. I
Yeah.
just don't like in general, I don't like exceptions. So like I always get a little bit iffy when it's like all the orders you have to earn one at a time except this one. That one always puts me a little off a little bit, but it's the logic is definitely there.
Oh shit, Sploop coming with the anarchy. What if like we abolish monarchy and freeball it? Um, chaos ensues. I don't know.
I mean, you would have to eliminate awards, and I don't think that's as negative a thing as some people. Like, I think some people would view that as a positive. I don't. I like the award system at its core, but um, a lot of parks could run themselves without any sort of monarchy. The kingdom level stuff, though, you need someone doing the behind the scenes stuff.
I
Like,
agree because
in
we're
my
like
opinion,
an organization. I guess we could still have the BOD,
that's true.
so at least the legal stuff would still be taken care of.
Yeah, the BOD would actually do something.
Gustav says, "Get rid of awards, get rid of levels. All you need is someone to check gear." Sploop
So,
says, "Hmm."
oh no, go ahead.
Sploop says awards make the game infinitely more toxic. I agree, and Gustav agrees.
I see where you guys are coming from. Uh, I tend to disagree because I feel like, but like, I think local level awards and specifically mostly non-ladder awards are eminently beneficial just for encouragement and stuff like that of newer players. Because I when we had a group of people who were all part of like that like those little boosts of confidence were what kept them in the game, and now they're very productive members of our park. But
Uh,
like I could see how the level of contention for higher level orders is definitely problematic. Oh, I was reading Gus's comment.
oh,
Um, difference between giving out an award and acknowledging someone's work in public from an encouragement standpoint. Um, I think that you're correct. In a perfect world, you should be able to like acknowledge people's work. The one benefit of having a set award system is that you have specific things like I know that if I see someone like I know to look out for people being honorable on the field and showing chivalry and courage stuff like that because it's an order to the Griffin. It's like having the system sort of lays the groundwork for what I should be looking for, especially as like a new monarch or anything like that. So I think that's beneficial. So if we have some sort of like, hey, like some sort of document that like these are things to look for to recognize players for, you could do it like that. But I think having a system helps with smaller parks, newer monarchs, stuff like that, lets them know what they need to be looking at.
like even in the workplace, there's like worker awards for employee of the month or whatever.
Hmm.
Most outstanding. There's workplace awards, and like if we get rid of like something like knighthood, like if we get rid of knighthood, I think it would be get rid of a lot of the toxic traits and still have
Yeah.
regular awards or award path like, hey, you're a really good leather crafter, you got your master serpent or whatever, and there you go, you've been acknowledged, you're a good crafter, and not this pinnacle of virtue or whatever, and secret circles and secret rules, and yeah.
Do you think though that if you took the top rung off the ladder, that the next rung down would now be the new top rung of the ladder and have the same problem?
No, we wouldn't have circles. I think circles and having to vote on who gets awards in that level of gatekeeping is toxicity.
I agree. The the problem I'm having is that like if because they've even done things like now like Northern Lights has like a circle of paragons and stuff like that. Um, if you took away knighthood, I feel like that is I guess at some point we'd naturally transition to having like a circle of masters.
Or we could just not.
You know what I mean? No, I mean like that's the theories there that like a white belt might force respect. I don't feel like anyone actually believes that. Like when I became a knight, I wasn't like I hope at least that I didn't ever have the ideal like people will respect me now. You know what I mean? It was okay. Now I gotta show people why I earned this, like type of thing.
Yeah, I mean, there's definitely people that get it because they think they'll get respect, and
Mm,
maybe they do it amongst their friends. I don't know. I I was never big into the knight stuff before I was a knight, so I don't know what people think as much. I
right.
guess. Yeah, there are definitely knights that they feel they demand respect. Um,
Scumbags.
yeah, and that's a problem.
Yeah. I guess there was like there was an incident at Northern Lights where there was a knight who like told someone to help them like unpack their car or something like that, and when the person said they were busy, they got super upset because they were a knight, and they like and like the whole circle, like when it got brought up at the Circle of Knights meeting, and like we're all like, "Fucking who did that?" And they're like, "I don't want to say." I was like, "No, you need to say, so that way we can shame them for being
Yeah,
terrible."
yeah, that's a problem.
But I have my theories as to who it was, but I never got it confirmed, so I don't want
Mm.
to. Yeah.
Guzman says, I've known people, usually new, who put knights on a pedestal. I've also heard of at least one person say, no one respect my opinion if I'm not a knight. Um, that is definitely an outlook, and I think it is a wrong outlook, but it might, I don't know how true it is. But there are definitely new people like, oh, knights are this paragon of virtue and all that stuff, and they just think knights are automatically good because they're a knight, because that's what knights mean in their mind. And that's just
Yeah.
not true.
That's just a hope when we make a knight, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
Like, uh, yeah. I do feel like whenever we have like discussions on the night circle, one of my big like things that I'm looking for before I vote is like, if a new player shows up to the park, am I gonna point to that player and be like, that's who you should talk to, that's who you should like get your advice from and try to model yourself after and stuff like that? And if the answer is no, they probably shouldn't be a knight.
yeah.
But
Oh, Split was using Voldemort in a different context than it was used earlier
oh
today.
shit, dude, they're really using that Voldemort term. Sploob, just move to the Northern Lights, buddy. Just come up here. I'm not saying we're better. I'm not. That's definitely. I'm not trying to come up here and be like, oh, we're these like paragons of character or anything like that. But maybe you can try it. Try and start again with us up here.
If Expedia gives you a job, maybe, yeah, there you go. Move to the Northern Lights, where it's not actually better, but they think it is.
Yes, that's actually on our banner. It's our motto. Not actually better. We just think it is.
Grumpus Gus, yes, they do.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah. My biggest issue is I feel like some of the knights don't want to entertain taking belts away because they feel like that's just putting knight belts up for like up to be like up at risk or something like that. But
It should be.
like yeah, and literally it's like if you're not being a scumbag, you're not going to lose your belt. But if you're being a scumbag, you should lose your belt. Um, Inventor of the flat blade. What is that? That one's over my head. But no, we definitely have our own Voldemort moment. Uh, yeah, that was a not pretty
I
part of our
believe
history for sure.
Voldemort invented the flat blade. That's what they said, if I believe
Wait,
correctly. No, it was someone
did
else.
our Voldemort? Oh, okay.
Uh, Split, are you able to say who said they invented? Oh, I remember who it is. Okay. Yeah.
Oh my god.
Yeah. Do you know who that is?
Yes.
Yeah. I think they play in Greenwood
I'm
Keep now.
yeah. You guys just foisted them upon us. I blame you for suspending him. I don't
Yeah,
want to go to the wiki.
no. Graphics
The wiki
Gus,
makes me sad
you're
there.
right.
Nobody uses it.
I
Sorry,
use
what's
it. I
that?
keep my shit up to date. I keep all my housemates up to
Yeah,
date too.
me too. But Grumpy is because exactly that's the mentality, and I hate it
Me too.
for sure. But we also our system in the Northern Lights for how belts have to be removed is convoluted. Like, because the Circle of Knights has no say over who keeps their belts. We can't take belts away. The monarch has to put it up for being removed, and then the populace votes on it, which isn't like a bad system, but the monarchs just tend not to do it.
At Black Spire, anyone can bring up anyone's belt, and it just takes a simple 2/3.
Oh, at the all things?
Yeah.
That makes sense. Yeah, see, ours has to be initiated by the monarch.
Yeah. That's a problem. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. I wish I had a good answer for like what the best system would be, but yeah, it's not great.
Yeah. So, like they were saying, Sploob and Graphics Gus were saying awards are kind of toxic sometimes. There's
Yeah.
benefits, there's good things. Like, it's nice to feel recognized, and it's really motivating, especially when you're a new player. Like, I won an award, this is awesome. But then
Yeah.
you get to the higher level stuff, and it gets like politics in a bad way involved
Right.
a lot of the times, and it's just toxic sometimes.
Yeah, I tend to be. I like to think though. At least I tend to be a bit of an optimist because I feel like the awards could do a lot of good in the game. Like some people are uh motivated by like they're goal oriented and motivated. So having to be like, I'm gonna get my 10th order of this or something like that could be a good way to motivate themselves in the game. But it does tend to turn pretty political. Oh,
Yeah,
sorry.
that's all right. It's getting pretty late.
That's all right though.
Should we do another 6 hour stream? We're at 3 hours now.
I don't think tonight's gonna be that night, buddy.
Okay. No, I have to go to the bathroom before
Yeah.
that happens, and I don't know if you can hold chat by yourself.
Oh man, I don't. I have no experience with that.
Well, trial by fire, my friend. Trial by fire. C. Sploop says, my belief has evolved to this. I cannot be like this. If I am a master, I can be a good role model and a good source for advice for people. I don't need to wear a white belt to be a white belt, you know? That is true. And that's how it should be viewed.
Yeah.
That's how it should be done. And, like, I've generally thought that way. I just happen to have a white belt, and then I get involved with it, and there's, ugh. I'm not going to get on that
Yeah.
stream, but um, it doesn't feel the greatest all the time.
Yeah. I mean, like to be a master, you have your craft, and in my opinion, like if you're a master in general is just like somebody's really good at their craft. A lot of them tend to be teachers and stuff like that, though that's not required. But like for me, when you take on being a knight, it's like stepping into a permanent office
Hmm.
where you're still promoting that craft. Like if I'm a sword knight, I'm still trying to build the contribute to the fighting culture, but also like now I need to be a leader in my community as far as like I should be stepping into office not because I'm getting crowns, but because like that's what a knight should do. If there's nobody to run for office, like I'm the one stepping in. If there's no one, if things need to be done, the knights should be the ones who step up when it's necessary. And it's like instead of being a prize or reward, it's a responsibility. Is I don't know. It's like the ideal
Yeah.
in
I, I,
my
th-
opinion, but
I think that if it was working as intended, it would be like your, oh my god, I have this perfectly in my head. Um, it should be a byproduct of your own actions. It shouldn't be the goal. It should just be a byproduct of what you've been doing.
I don't know. I I get that sentiment, but there's also like I've always felt like the it should happen organically and not because it's the goal thing always sort of was shot down by sword knights because like that one's very much like I'm after it, I'm trying to get it, like it's and that's then there's and I'm here to take it, like whether or not people want me to or not. So like
Well, they should be after Warlord. They shouldn't be after a
yeah,
Knight's Belt.
yeah, but like for me, like well, like a warlord is like warlord's a killer, and a sword knight is a like a leader in the fighting community. Is the difference, but
Yeah, that's
yeah,
what I mean by saying it's a byproduct. There should be a
sure,
killer that also happens to be a teacher and a mentor and all these good things that make up knighthood. This should
yeah,
be it shouldn't be I need to I mean, it's okay to think that I should want this thing, but it
hmm
should be a byproduct of your own natural actions, not your um ambition. Shouldn't necessarily be your
sure,
ambition. And that's
yeah,
not realistic. I know that.
no, but like you should want to be the. It shouldn't be like I'm only doing the work because I want the knighthood. It's I see what you're saying where it's like they want to do the work and then the knighthood comes even if they want the knighthood. That's not the driving force for doing the work.
Correct. Like
Yeah.
um I'm running like for example, like Shattered Kingdoms. Like I want to get my Master Smith, but
hmm
I'm doing these things because I want to do them and because I think they should be done, not necessarily because I'm going to get my Master Smith someday. Like I
Right.
think it's a byproduct of me doing this work, and I think I will get it, and I think it's something that will happen, but it's because of the things that I want to do, not because I want to have my Master Smith.
Right.
And
I totally get that. Yeah.
and I think that should be the attitude people take. That is not the attitude people always take, and that's just
hmm
not realistic. So
Yeah.
I'm also a realist. I understand.
I don't know. I think like yeah. But no, what you're saying is 100% true for sure.
Yep. Comcast is being Comcastic. I hate this goddamn fucking. I hate them. I hate them so much.
I'm.
We'll see what Sploop said, and we'll probably start wrapping up because this is getting ridiculous.
Yeah.
It's also been about time. Sploop said, I entered my first Kingdom level crafting event today and lost to a cinnamon roll. I will never be a master of my craft. We call that generally the cheesecake rule. I guess now it's a cinnamon rule, but if you enter a cheesecake, you get the high scores.
So I don't know what Sploob entered, but I always tell people like when if a band wants to end up like top 10 on the Billboard charts, you don't enter a passion project, you enter an anthem. You know what I mean? Like you gotta come out with the pleasers, and a cinnamon roll is a crowd pleaser for sure.
Yeah. That's why, like, photography should not be in the same category as baking.
No, that's wild. I feel like ours have been the Northern Lights one seemed to be broken up a little bit more,
Oh,
but not much, honestly.
this one is just kind of like we're just doing an A&S contest where everything's competing against everything.
Oh, gotcha.
Yeah.
It's hard to draw a correlation though. Like, how do you say like a monster like Monster Garb is better versus a food item? Because like they're not comparable, and so it's silly to have them in the same category.
If you get a judge that knows uh, both art forms well, they can get to the point where they can compare. Like, does this stitch consider compared to the dough rising properly, or something like that? But that's very rare and hard to find.
Yeah,
That's
it's a
a ju-
unicorn.
Yeah, you're not gonna find a judge that knows everything. So,
Yeah.
a forged and fire champion also entered a bunch of Nides. Dude, okay. Yeah. So Brynjar entered some stuff and he didn't win either. He went lost with Cinnamon Roll.
That's hilarious.
Oh my god.
Oh man.
Sirik says a huge flaw in the entire Serpent Path is competitions being any part of producing art for the game. Oh, okay. So you personally lost to a speedrun, but Brynjar won over. Okay, that's all right. I feel a little bit better, but still, that I understand the frustration.
Oh, I might come over here for a second if that works too.
Oh, someone got some water.
Yeah.
Smart. You never did go make that margarita.
No, I did. I drank it already.
Oh shit. Okay. Oh,
Yeah,
that's right. I was.
it's gone again.
Yeah. All right. Good deal. All right.
Do you want to say
So
hi?
it's. Oh, there's Gwen. There's the queen
Yeah.
kissing.
Queen Gwen. Just hang on a minute.
Yeah, that's Rust Blue. I'm sorry.
Sploob, you can do it. Just enter your own cinnamon roll. Kick that cinnamon roll's ass.
Sploob, if it makes you feel any better, I haven't seen anyone ever get a Master Dragon off of food. So. Sirik says, ignore Dragon Master. It's a worthless sword actually mastering a craft. That is true.
I
Yes.
remember. Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
I was just saying, yes, into your sourdough.
I think Unum, obviously, who's a very talented master owl. He didn't win a lot of Dragon Masters because most of the Dragon Masters had a requirement for like a certain number of items over a certain number of categories, and he wanted to focus on just whatever item. Like he won best in show quite a few times because he was like, I want to focus on this one item. I don't want to spread my attention to this wide array of things just to win Dragon Master.
Yeah.
Yeah, so you don't feel like the competitions make warlords. It doesn't make like master in the ANS things because it's not as necessary for sure to show your masterhood. You can be amazing at mastering your craft and still not winning Dragon Masters per se.
I think the thing about Dragon Masters or ANS competitions in general is it's allowing you a place to showcase what you've done where you don't normally get to have that. And it doesn't matter if you won or not, it matters the individual item and what the quality of the individual item is for your award.
Yeah.
Because war for fighting, you do the competitions and you show your fighting and you get your awards. And for ANS, if you don't have the competitions, it's really hard to showcase your awards or showcase your goods unless you put them into a competition. All right, so this stream is going back and forth. It has dropped so many times in this last half an hour. We've had a very good conversation, and I'm sorry to stop it here, but I think we're going to call it for tonight. I thank you for everyone in chat for chatting. It's been a very good stream, and I thank you for being here.
Super engaged chat tonight for sure. It was cool.
Yeah. We will be back in December. I don't know the specific date, but just keep a lookout on Amtgard Facebook pages or my Baelnorn Facebook page. Or yeah.
Are we not doing one next month?
Oh, we are doing one in December. I just don't know what day. Oh shit, that's not December. November. We're definitely doing one in December and November. So yeah, we're not skipping a month. We're doing one in November.
All right, perfect.
All right. Well, thank you for everyone. I will talk to you all later.